grips the shoulder. He took 7 wickets, of course, in Adelaide, and he goes and bowls. And there's a caught behind. It is, he's out. Not a bad ball either. And Hayden goes. Finally, England break through, with Hayden trying to work a pretty straight ball away through the leg side. It went straight on. It didn't swing into him. The ball brushed the outside edge, and England break through. Hayden's out for 24. Court Jones bowled Hoggard, and Australia are 1 for 47.
It must be said that that was a beauty from Matthew Hoggard.
Harmison, he bowls again, and Ponting's forward. He's hit on the pad and appeal for LBW. Out! He's leg before. They've got Ponting early on. That's a big wicket for Steve Harmison. Alim Dar had a look. He replayed what he'd seen, and he decided that that's good enough. It's hit him in line, and it was going to hit, in his opinion. And Ponting is leg before wicket to Steve Harmison for 2, and it's 2 for 54.
Height's going to be the issue here. He does go across his pad. Yes, it's touch and go. I mean, he does get out like that, working across the front pad, going to middle and off, and working across. But I've seen those given not out plenty of times.
Harmison's one of them. He's got the wicket of Ponting. He tries to get Langer. There's an edge, but it drops in front of Peterson at second slip. In fact, is that Peterson? It's the skipper Flintoff. It was just shy of him to his right. They get a single. The ball broke past his hand. It's 2 for 61. Langer edgily to 29.
This appeared to be dying to Flintoff's right. It didn't really have the carry off the pitch, although he has got to it on the full. It's
Was a catch.
Oh, yeah.
Gee, from this height, I thought it had bounced in front of him, but he goes to his raw. Gee.
Well, some of the Australian better second slivers would have got 2 hands to that.
He got a fair bit of mitt to it.
Yeah, that was almost a 2-handed grab. That deserved the second hand to be there, and he threw out one hand and grasped it.
There's Panesar coming in, and both bowled him! Justin Langer is bowled, and how did that get through? I don't know. And nor does Langer, who's still there. But look at Panesar as leaping round. Well, he's like a deranged man. He's run out of people to high-five. It'll be Alim Dar in a moment. He's high-fived everybody. And they're wandering off for lunch. But how did Justin Langer miss it?
The only guy who didn't high-five was Justin Langer, and he approached him. Well, I think Langer tried to leave this. It was full. It pitched just outside off stump. No, he actually played a shot, defeated the outside edge, didn't go between bat and pad, went outside the line, and has cannoned into off stump. That is a crushing blow, struck by England on the stroke of lunch. 3 wickets down for 69. Langer and Hayden out, the captain's out, and suddenly the middle order is there. Panesar has his first wicket in Ashes Test, and what a delighted guy he is. Everybody got a high five. A big hug for Andrew Flintoff. Thank you for picking me, and he's rewarded him.
In goes Harmison, and does pull back, and caught and bowled. Clark is out. It wasn't much of a ball, and he rather fell for the trap there, frankly. We saw it coming. Some short pitch bowling was coming his way, and he fell for the sucker punch, and he has simply pulled this straight back to the bowler, Harmison, who I suspect clutched at the second attempt. He was a bit surprised to see it. And Michael Clark has been dismissed. It's a really important wicket for England. They're gathered together now, congratulating each other. We've got a hopeless position for that, really. And Harmison grabbed it, pulled the ball to his chest, and then threw it in the air on the stroke of drinks. England take their 4th wicket. 4 for 121 with Michael Clark out for 37.
Panesar starts a new over. Advancing is Simons. 6 straight over the side screen. Well, if that had been a golf shot, it would have landed right in the heart of the fairway, made a pretty easy approach to the green. He hit that gun barrel straight. It went straight over the side screen at the northern end. That's what the crowd likes to see. Simons has broken to 15, and it's 4 for 156.
That ball's gone. I reckon that's in Nelson Crescent.
Panesar around the wicket. He goes after it again, and that's another 6.
Oh, that's a crowd killer.
That has gone flat. Well, that was a little 5-wood off the tee, just shaped. Started off left and started to swing back towards the side screen. That was flatter than the first. Had it been on target, it would have gone flush into the screen, but it just missed to the onside. Simons is 21. and it's 4 for 162.
I think there's a gentleman in the crowd caught that one-handed.
Panesar around the wicket again, and this is driven for 4. Out through straight extra cover. Oh, Andrew Symonds was told by his captain, Ricky Ponting, just to relax when he came out to bat in his return to Test cricket. 6-6-4 in this over. He's 25, and it's 4 for 166.
Wow. Somebody's switched him on, and he has gone berserk.
Panesar again bowls a flatter one, short outside the off stump. He's caught behind. He is caught behind. A tumbling Jones takes a fine catch. And whatever it was the Hussey offered to Symonds, it hasn't worked. Panesar takes his second wicket. And Symonds, well, he made an entertaining 26. But he's gone now, trying to force off the back foot. And Jones took that catch probably at the second attempt. It was short outside the off stump, into his gloves he went, it bounced out, and then he dived and took the rebound. And that's the 5th wicket to go down for 172.
Well, Monty Panesar is bowling England back into this series. That's his second wicket. It was a terrific bit of bowling. He'd come back after Symonds had deposited him over the side screen twice in the previous over. He quickened. He had him on driving. He gave him some width, a little bit shorter and quicker. He went for the bait. It bounced, significant that, and he got the edge. Jones took it at the second attempt, and Andrew Symonds' cameo is over at 26.
Gilchrist looking for his first run, waits, and Panesar bowls to him, catch it, they shout, it's gone to the leg side, they're appealing for a catch, and yes, he's walking. Another wicket to England, a 3rd wicket to Monty Panesar, who's been hoisted on Andrew Flintoff's shoulders. As Gilchrist there looked to pad that away into the leg side, there was a hard sound. Catch it, they shouted straight away, and Ian Bell made a lot of ground from short leg. He scurried with the helmet on, and he took the catch. And it just came, it did bounce, didn't it? Bounced up, took the glove, and the catch was taken, and that's now 6 for 172, with Gilchrist falling for a duck.
Can I ask where you've been hiding this guy?
No. It's been a big talking point, isn't it?
Oh, it just astounds me. I mean, this just sort of proves this is the whacker he's bowling on, not something that is known as a turner. You know, Adelaide, hell.
So it's Mahmood around the wicket. He bowls, and Hussey drives in for 4 through the covers. Pitched up, half volley, and a half century. Another Test half century to Michael Hussey. And he's done it in front of the home crowd, and they love it. They're standing. I think even the English supporters are standing.
Panesar around the wicket and bowls to Warner, and he goes back and he's caught behind. You can hear the nick. He went to cut Panesar. He's got 4 wickets in his Ashes debut. High fives and bear hugs for Monty Panesar. 4 for 78. Warren lived by the sword and eventually fell on it. He's out caught behind by Jones of Panesar for 25. And Australia now, well, their tail is exposed. 7 for 214.
Comes once more on the middle stump, appeal for leg before wicket. Monty thinks he's got him. Has got him. And Panesar has taken his 5th wicket, with Alim Dar dispatching Brett Lee. LBW, it must have gone pad onto bat, I reckon, because I heard a hard sound from here, but Monty thought he had him, and he was running backwards. He was celebrating. He was willing the finger to appear, and finally it did. And Monty's waving to his supporters down there on the terraces. He's taken 5 for 90 in his first appearance in the Ashes.
Harmison lacks a Yorker against the tail, and that's against England's hopes here. They want stumps to go crashing. If he keeps bowling bumpers, Stewie Clark's still going to keep swatting.
Harmison comes in again to bowl to him, pitching up, and he's bowled him. He has bowled him. The Yorker that's hit the leg stump, and Clark hit right across it and missed it. He's been bowled for 3, and it's 9 for 242, and Harmison has 3 wickets.
Well, he has the Yorker occasionally.
Harmison goes in from the river end. He bowls to him, and it's short, and it's lifting, and it's popped up in the air. He's out, caught in close. McGrath stands his ground. Now, what did that hit? He's been adjudged caught. It went straight at him off the pitch. Clearly, the umpire thought it had come off the glove. Maybe McGrath's thinking it came off the upper arm. He stood his ground. He waited as the ball just flopped up in the air, and Australia all out for 244.
And in goes Lee, and he bowls, and Cook pulls, and it's gone for 4. Hussey didn't see it. It didn't move. And it's been pulled away into the boundary, edging out there at deep square leg. And Cook has shown throughout this series that he'll take it on. He latched onto that one quite well, actually. Hussey didn't see it. 4 more. No wicket for 28. Strauss 19. Cook 8.
Well, this was the approach that Hayden and Langer chose early this morning. Well, late this morning for the late start, 11:30 start.
Cook on 8, waits for Lee, he goes steaming in and bowls, again he pulls, and again he beats Mike Hussey, and again it goes for 4, out through deep square leg, and again the Union flag flies over there. Lee fusses round with his footholds. It wasn't an absolute genuine bouncer, it was short of a length. And I would think if he's going to start bouncing, Cook has got to get it up, he's got to get it up above the head high. And McGrath comes up and bowls, and Cook slices, and he's caught in the slips. Rather a loose stroke, McGrath pushing it across him, and the 11th wicket of the day goes down with still 35 minutes to go. It was a straightforward catch, sliced down to the finer of the gullies, and Cook has gone, and England are now 1 for 36. And McGrath looks absolutely delighted to
write him off at your peril. And the old workhorse has done it again.
Down go the slips again. Lee strides out, he's there, he bowls to Bell, and it's been caught behind. He is caught behind, and Lee has struck, and Australia have taken wickets in successive overs, with Bell feeling for that outside the off stump. It looked to be a very good ball from here. It might just have left him a little. It found the outside edge, and Ian Bell's out for a duck. What a day this is. 12 wickets have fallen on the whacker. We've still got half an hour to go, and England are now 2 for 37 in reply to Australia's 244.
Well, I've got to say that that's as good as the ball that Hoggard bowled to get rid of Hayden earlier today. An absolute perler.
3 slips in the gully. Clark bowls, and he's edged, and he's dropped by Warne. He's dropped by Warne at slip. He went a little bit late to his left, and he couldn't hold on to the catch. Well, there's a factor in the game with the ageing Australian side. Just every now and then, a catch goes down, and Warne just seemed to go a little bit slowly to me to his left. The ball was there, and he didn't take it.
We've got Mike Hussey with us. What a day of Test cricket, Michael. 12 wickets, and you batted very well. How did you describe the day?
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent day of Test cricket. Very tough and hard-nosed. So it was pretty enjoyable. And unfortunately, we would have definitely liked a few more runs. There's no question about that. But a couple of early ones tonight, and hopefully we can get a couple of early ones tomorrow, and we can really put the England middle order and tail under a lot of pressure.
One of our experts, Terry Alderman, said after Ricky won the toss and batted, he said, I think there might be a bit in the track. What did you think as a batsman?
Yeah, certainly was. There was a lot of moisture in the pitch to start with. And I really found it tough in that the second hour of the first session, just to find any rhythm whatsoever with any stroke play. So, yeah, it was pretty tough, but it certainly got better as the day went on. And we're going to have to get some early wickets tomorrow morning. And, as I said, putting on as much pressure as we can.
It was a patient knock because you were doing the right things at one end, whilst there was some rather injudicious shot making. Andrew Simons would be disappointed, Michael Clark would be disappointed, but you were prepared to graft out there.
Oh, well, you know, I thought both those guys played really well. And it just takes one mistake or one little error and you're gone. That's what Test cricket's all about. I've definitely had a little bit of go my way. The ball went past my bat a few times, so on another day I might have been the one to nick him rather than those guys. So I thought both those guys looked very good, and we just needed to try and extend those partnerships on a little bit longer.
244 and 2 for 51. What was the mood as you walked off and sat down for a bit of a chinwag after the game today?
I think we were slightly disappointed, obviously not to get more runs, but getting 2 tonight, and if we just could have grabbed one more, I think it would have put us in a great position. But if we can get a couple of early ones tomorrow, I think England have got quite a long tail. I think we're still well in the game.
And the performance of Panesar, he had an enormous response from the crowd today. They really were behind him. It was a very boisterous lot here, over 24,000.
It was a great crowd, yeah. They made plenty of noise, lots of singing, and it seemed like they really enjoyed the day, and they were respectful to the other patrons, so that was great, and hopefully it continues on for the rest of the Test match.
And just to comment on the bowling, Stuart Clark, when he got hold of the ball, he is like a radar. He just puts them up and in the slot. He really has been a find.
Oh, he's been a good bowler for a very long time, so it's great to see him get a chance in Test cricket, and it's great to see him doing so well. He's a great asset to our side, and hopefully he can get a bag tomorrow.
There haven't been too many days that have been as absorbing. You've had to come from a high in Adelaide to a day like today. This is real Test cricket, Michael.
Oh, it certainly is, and we knew it was going to be tough. We knew England are going to be very desperate in this Test match, and we've just got to try and absorb that pressure as well as we can. I must admit, for me personally, I felt a little bit flat just starting things off, so it was nice to sort of get through the hard periods and sort of get a few rewards at the end of the day.
What you've done is you've proven that, as you did say, you had to work very hard. You were stuck in single digits for a while, but you really did produce the goods, and the average looks pretty healthy with the red ink.
Yeah, I don't really take too much notice of the old averages. I'll enjoy it when my career's finished, I think.
Well, there's a long way to look forward to you playing. Well done today on your not out, and good luck for the rest of the game. It's going to be a thrilling test if Dave won as any indication. Mike Hussey.
Thanks very much, mate. Cheers.
Joined by England's man of the day, Monty Panesar. Monty, many congratulations. It must be a real thrill for you what's happened today.
Yeah, just pleased to get wickets here, and trying to get the balls in the right areas, and thankfully wickets came as well.
When did you know you were playing?
I knew last night. They mentioned it to me, and I was just very excited to get on the field.
Do you like knowing the night before? Does it give you a chance to plan the way you're going to attack various batsmen?
For me, I'm not really. It doesn't really matter if it's the night before or on the day. You just prepare yourself to play, and whenever you're told, you just try your best.
We all saw the emotion going through you when you got Justin Langer out. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I guess I just enjoy the moment, like I do when I get a wicket, and obviously just enjoy it as much as you can.
Was it extra thrilling because it's the Ashes, it's your first Ashes test, and all the build-up and all the talk is Monty going to play, he should play, and everything like that? Did it make it all the more special?
Well, for me, obviously, playing in Ashes in Australia is a big moment, and like I did, just trying to get the balls in the right areas, and luckily, the ball sort of hit the stumps, and like you do, is just enjoy taking a wicket.
What's the mindset, Monty, when a batsman gets after you like Andrew Symonds did?
Well, I guess you have to stay patient and keep getting the balls in the right areas. You're trying not to maybe rush into things, and sometimes they are very good players. The wickets out here probably don't turn as much like in England, so you have to stay patient and not get caught in their game plan.
Do you think this gives me a chance to get him out because he's being so aggressive? This actually gives me, if you like, a better chance of getting him out.
Well, sometimes you have to acknowledge batsman does play good shots. All you can do is get the balls in the right areas, do what you can do well, and hope to take a wicket. But sometimes batsmen do they do play very good shots, and you have to just acknowledge that.
Was there a feeling from you, or maybe with you and Andrew Flintoff, that if he did that for 2 or 3 overs, you'd have to have a rest?
Well, I guess that's up to the captain. It's up to him if he wants how he feels, but. Sometimes you may need a change as well, because if a batsman does go after you, then sometimes it's good to bring a new bowler on too.
The extra bounce seemed to help you, perhaps both caught behinds. Just that little bit of extra bounce maybe that surprised the batsman.
Yeah, there was a bit of bounce on this wicket, and luckily I got the edge today, and so the bounce does help the spinners, and obviously there's a bit of variation on the wicket where a few skid on as well. So I think if you just try and stay patient and keep getting balls in the right areas, the odd bounce and the odd sort of ball skidding on sort of helps helps to sort of keep a batsman under check, and luckily I got the wickets today.
Monty, there was a fantastic response from the crowd when you first fielded the ball, when you came on to bowl, when you went down to your fielding position, when you'd taken the wickets. Every time you were held to great acclaim. How did that make you feel?
Yeah, I guess it's nice playing international cricket, and people in the crowd sort of acknowledge you playing cricket there, and but ultimately you just focus on what I need to do as a cricketer for my team, and that's what I aim to do.
And what is the feeling in the dressing room at the end of this game? You lost the toss, but you got Australia out for 244, and now the scoreboard behind you, England 51 for 2. How do the team look at the game at this point?
Yeah, they're very much, obviously really positive getting Australia out for under 250, and it's probably we wouldn't want to lose 2 wickets tonight, but tomorrow hopefully we can take it session by session, and hopefully we can bat most of the day, and if not all the day.
One final thing, there must be a feeling of great satisfaction this evening, though, the way the team bowled in general, not just yourself, but Steve Harmison with 4 wickets for him after all his problems. Yeah,
Steve Harmison, bowled really well, and it showed that only of a world-class bowler he is, and he bowled fantastic, and I think we as a unit bowled really well.
Monty, thank you very much.
McGrath coming up into a slight medicinal breeze, bowls a ball that's hit in the air. It's caught. Hayden takes the catch, sliced by Collingwood. And he's been superbly caught by Hayden, moving to his right in the gully. He's embraced by his teammates. Another celebration for a wicket. It's the 13th wicket of the match, and it's a big one. Collingwood out for 11. Caught Hayden, bowled McGrath. It's 3 for 55.
Professional Australian approach has got that wicket.
Clark bowls, and it's a loose stroke from Strauss, appealing for caught behind. He's not going anywhere with the fingers going up, and Strauss has his hand on his hips. There was an appeal there from behind. It was wide, he chased it. He doesn't want to go. And there's the chance there that I'm afraid Strauss might have had a second poor decision in 2 innings, but it's a wicket for Australia. It was certainly wide. He went all the way and chased it. And if he nicked it or not, we'll have to wait and see for the old snicko, I think, but certainly behind they thought that he had.
Simons to him and flit off his back edge and caught by Ward at first slip. Oh, the England captain with head bowed departs the scene of the crime. He's not had a happy time with the bat in particular in this series, and he's fallen for 13. Simons has got the breakthrough with his little dibby-dobblers. And Flintoff is out. It's 5 for 107. And Shane Warne pocketing the catch at first slip.
In comes Simons, and he bowls to him. He drives, and he's caught low down in the gully. He's very vulnerable there, and Jones has gone for a duck. The lovely low catch. It's another wicket for Simons. And England now really are in some disarray here at 6 for 114. Peterson's still there, but now they're into this long tail. And Jones will be hugely disappointed with that. It was Langer who took the catch there in the gully. Low, diving, good catch. But again, it was a rather cavalier stroke from Jones, that face of the bat open. And he's escorted away there by a security guard. The gate attendant gives him a sympathetic hand of applause, but I'm afraid that is not going to do Geraint Jones's immediate prospects much good. 6 for 114.
The last 3 have been short of a length. Where's this one going? He runs in from the river end and he bowls it, and it's short, and he's cut out, nicked it, went for the cut. So the plan worked oh so easily for Stuart Clark. Mahmood on his way. Just seemed like a numbers game, didn't it? He dropped it short, he went to cut it, and he got a nick playing a bit close to his body. 7 for 128. Mahmood caught Gilchrist. Bowled Clark 10.
Well, we're up here seeing the plan take its course, and as you say, Jim, that's exactly what the Australians wanted.
And now Peterson makes Warne wait for a moment. Still his men are out, a long on, deep mid wicket, a deep backward square leg. Will he go for the big hit? He's on 49. Warne comes in and bowls to him, and he works away along the ground. He has taken the single for his half century. It'll be the slowest 50 that Peterson's made in Test cricket. But what a valuable one for England here. They've had a desperate day, having started with such high hopes and such high optimism. But they've been run aground by some very accurate Australian bowling.
Gee, it's not only the English supporters that have given him a big cheer there, Aggers. Quite a few of the locals are enjoying it as well.
Well, it's a great contest. 108 balls and 6 fours. Thank you, Lance, for his 50. Warne comes up and he bowls. Hoggard is caught it slip. He's taken low down. Warne takes a wicket. It was a quicker ball. Hoggard switches the bat in frustration as he wanders off. But he came forward. The ball flew very low indeed to Hayden. And that was a good catch. Again, it might just have turned enough to find the outside edge. It did. It bounced. It took the very shoulder of the bat. Not a bad ball, actually, for a tail-ender to get. Now, that's a good, reliable catch there, taken at slip. So, Hoggard is gone. Just as England supporters had one thing to cheer about for the first time today in Peterson's half-century. Hoggard goes. He hung around for over 3/4 of an hour for his 4.
Here he goes, down the ground. McGrath comes across, dives, and drops the catch. And it goes for 4. He had a go, lifted it down the ground. Warne was watching McGrath run across behind him in front of the screen from long off. McGrath dived. He got his hands around it. Couldn't hold it. And, in fact, it went for 4.
Well, he did all the hard work there. Glenn McGrath made the ground. Getting the replay now. I'm sure Peterson thought that was going to be 6 off the bat. And, yep, it's gone down.
Warne bowls to him again, and he walks into it and hits it inside out. That's a big hit. That's gone up into the crowd for 6. Peterson got the middle of the bat at last, and he's hit the ball, moreover extra cover than the long off, into the crowd for a 6. Spectacular shot.
He's got 5 men on the boundary and he's still able to get a maximum. Fantastic batting.
Here's Lee again. Peterson smashes. Where's that? Straight up in the air. Simons is under it. He should take it, and he does. It comes to an end for Peterson. The safest pair of hands in the country. Andrew Simons coming in from long off. Took that skyer from Peterson. Attempting to take Lee on. He's out for 70. And England a 9 for 175.
I'll tell you what, Jim, this crowd, not just the English supporters, but the Australian crowd, they're really thrilled with that innings. It was a lone hand, as Michael Hussey did, a lone hand for Australia. And he's a showman. He loves it. He loves the standing ovation. And he's great for the game. He's great for English cricket.
Warne over the wicket. That's an offensive shot by Panesar. Went down on one knee. The slog sweep wide of mid-on, out to the rope for 4. His first runs in Ashes Test cricket.
9 for 197. Clark goes in to try again. There he goes and bowls, and Harmison gets one down the leg side. He swings it down towards fine leg for 4. Not a good idea to bowl short to Harmison. He does take it on, and he usually hits it pretty well too. Up comes the 200 for England. 9 for 201. They're now just 43 behind. And Harmison moves to 18. Monty's got 7.
The 200's up. Well, any lead I think Australia will take now, the way things are going.
That Trent Bridge last year, he surprised everyone.
I thought you were bagging him when you were reading through the batting card.
Well, bagging, no. I don't generally bag people, Terry.
But you say that there wouldn't be too much left of...
He is, however, number 11.
He is an 11. He's batting better than a normal number 11.
But he's playing very straight. In goes Clark, and he bowls to him. And this is Panesar coming forward, playing down into the gully. In fact, he began life as quite a hard-hitting lower-order batsman. And we've now got Clark trying to wrap it up. Panesar waits there, and he's forward now. Oh, he's stroked him. He has stroked him straight down the ground for 4. That really was a superb stroke. He simply stood there. He waited for the ball to come to him, and Graham Pollock, eat your heart out. He drove him straight down the ground. And Panesar moves to 16. In goes Clark, and he bowls to Harmison, who is hit it in the air. He's going to be caught. Caught at mid-on, surely. It's in the air. They're a long, long time, and Lee takes the catch. So Harmison is out for 23. Palliser is 16 not out. And England are all out for 215. So the Aussies have a lead of 29. And what a stand that was between these two. Monty's dropped something as he goes running off. They'll all go off and have tea now, incidentally, so in case you're wondering what occurs. But a stand of 30 for the last wicket. 40, sorry. 40 indeed. Has taken England from 175 for 9 to within touching distance of Australia.
Here's the first ball of this innings. Hoggard bowls. He's bowled him. A first ball duck to Langer. Played it into his stumps. Inside edge. Golden duck. Another donation to the primary club for all those members, because Justin Langer has got a ball that was pitched up to him. He sort of played at it. Looked like he got a little bit of an inside edge. Maybe it hit the pad. Anyway, it's gone into his stumps. And he is out for a golden duck, and it's 1 for none.
So it is, and he was bowled between bat and pad. I mean, it's not a very good bit of batting. The more you look at the scoreboard, the harder you look at the pitch and think, well, there must be something wrong with it. I don't think so. I think the batsmen have not been playing with due care and attention.
Well, here's Monty coming round the wicket, and there's a sweep from Ponting, very fine to a really excellent little deflection, and I'm sure he'll get 4 here. He will do. Collingwood can't stop it, and the ball bounces over the rope to bring up Ricky Ponting's half-century. He failed in the first innings, but you always felt it was probably only a temporary blip. And he's now 50 not out of Australia's 1 for 103. So they lead by 132. And what a remarkable series this man is having. As I said earlier, he may talk about pushing Ashes wins to the back of his mind, but he wants his earn back. He really does. 106 for 1. In comes Palliser, and Hayden, he swings down to the leg side, and he picks up that single for his half-century, and he'll feel all the better for that. He raises his bat, and Ricky Ponting comes down to shake him by the hand. Monty puts his hands together to say well played. And Hayden is exactly 50 not out of Australia's 1 for 107, so the lead 136.
Now he's going to bang it in. He comes up and he bowls to Hayden. Hayden goes back and flicks it fine down to the boundary for 4. Neat leg glance. It races away to the line, and Hayden comes down and grasps Ponting by the hand, and they run off towards the Australian room here. Australia completing a fine day there with a boundary. Hayden 57, Ponting 57, 1 for 119, and England trudge off a little forlornly at the moment, because the lead for Australia is 148 with 9 wickets in hand and 3 days to go in the match. So a big day for Australia, a day that may well have put paid to England's chances of winning this game.
Stuart, 3 for another amazing day of Test cricket. Talk us through the early morning when you put so much pressure on the top order England batsmen.
Yeah, look, I think the wicket had a little bit of life in it this morning, and we, if we could restrict it from scoring, the pressure would build. And Glenn bowled well, Brett bowled well, and I got a few wickets. So it was nice to put them under the pressure, and the rewards came our way.
Did you think then, as the morning progressed and into the afternoon, the wicket started to flatten out?
Yeah, when the ball gets a little bit older, a bit softer, it becomes tougher work for the bowlers, as we probably saw later on in the day. The same thing will happen with their bowling tomorrow, as we probably saw towards the end of the day today. But you still got to bat well, fight out the good periods, and hopefully at the end of the day we come out on top again.
Was it something like a similar pattern to Adelaide in the first session, when you tried to dry up the runs and try and give the batsmen the chance to make the mistakes if they were to try and push the scoring rate along?
Yeah, look, I think that's the format for a lot of cricket these days. The wickets are getting flatter, and we're into the second day of a Test match. Once the ball does get a bit older, you haven't got much option other than to try and restrict the scoring and try and make them make the mistake.
Your own form, another 3-wicket haul. How did you sum up the way you thought the ball left the hand in this dig?
Oh, pretty good. Look, I'm really happy with the way it's going. it's obviously going to get tougher as I play more games, but at the moment I'm really pleased with what I'm doing, and I'm lucky enough that the results are my way.
And the latter half of the English batting, a little irritation towards the finish because the tail enders hung around and it became a little frustrating for a short period of time.
Very much so. Kevin batted well with the tail, and the guys, they're experienced Test cricketers. They're not going to give their wicket away cheaply. They hung around. They tried to create partnerships, and Kevin did the bulk of the scoring. So we wouldn't expect anything less, and we'd probably do the same thing if we were batting.
The loss of Justin Langer, that was a hiccup, but then Ricky Ponting and Matthew Hayden made it look easy, and 148 in front. It's now a matter of just batting tomorrow as long as you can.
Well, definitely. That's the plan. Try and get as many as we can lead, and then go out there and have a bowl and hopefully get 10 wickets and win another Test match.
Now, look me in the eye when I asked this question. Ricky Ponting has said no talk at all about the Ashes. It's all about one session at a time. Is that how you've treated it? Is that what's been the talk in the rooms all through this match?
Tried to be. Look, it's another Test match. We want to win every session, every hour, break it down as much as we can, and if we do all those things and prepare correctly every morning, then there should be no, the result will take care of itself.
You don't want to bat again, do you, yourself?
I've been out of form the last 2 digs, so we'll have to wait and see with that one.
Well played today. You've been in outstanding form, very consistent. Another 3-wicket haul. Stuart Clark, thanks for joining us.
Cheers, guys.
It's nice to bat on, and that bids well for the rest of the game, because I think it's a pretty good batting wicket now, and it's turning into a better batting wicket.
Well, let's start with what you say there. In the last session, do you think actually the wicket possibly the best it's been the whole game?
Yeah, I think the last couple of sessions the wicket's been pretty good. Monty and Steve batted well on it as well, and they tail enders. So, I mean, yeah, no, it's turning out to be a pretty good batting wicket. And from last year's Test match, I think South Africa batted all day, or batted for a day and a half to save a Test match. I don't know, hopefully we can bat for a day and a half or a day and 3/4 and win a Test match.
Let's go back to the beginning. You were the other end when Andrew Strauss was out. Did you think he was a little bit unlucky?
I don't know what I'm allowed to say here, but yeah, I do think Strauss was a bit unlucky.
Because it was a shame. He was in good touch, wasn't he?
Batting really well. Good surface for Straussy. Nice little bit of bounce in it. Straussy likes that. And I thought today he could have got himself a score, which he needs in the series.
What do you put the other wickets down to? What do you put the other batsmen getting out down to? Anything in particular?
I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know. I don't know what goes through their minds when they play the shots and all that. Probably what goes through all of our minds. Try and be positive, try and attack. I don't know.
How difficult was it for you towards the end when the tail enders are in to score runs, keep the scoreboard moving, but farm the strike, but if you like, protect the lower order batsmen as well? How difficult a juggling act is that?
It is. I went from plan A to plan B, around about plan A again, and ended up at plan B again. It is difficult. It's hard. It's probably the hardest thing about batting, to be honest. Batting with a tail like that, not knowing what do you need to do. You need to score here, or what do you do? Is he going to get out? How do I approach it? So it's just a case of looking at the situation, judging by the pitch, how the other batters go in, and it's probably the most difficult part about batting, batting with a tail like that.
Was there a little message sent out when the 12th man came out, some advice and so forth?
Yeah, there was advice, but at the end of the day, I was the batter out there, and it was a case of me going out and making sure I was clear in my mind what I was doing.
When you look back at the mode of your dismissal, how do you reflect upon it?
I don't know, to be honest. I was wanting just to knock it down the ground, 5th ball for a run, and I saw a long half volley, which I thought I could probably clear the Marsh and Lily stand, and I don't know, just knocked it up in the air and see you later.
I suppose the problem is, and it's blowing now, it's the fact you hit it right into the Fremantle Doctor, didn't you?
I did, mate. I don't know. I reckon if I'd got it, I probably would have still hit it quite far, but I didn't get it, and I was out on my way.
You don't regret that, though? You thought that at that time that was the right approach?
Yeah. Well, that's the way I play. I play that to the situation to where I think it's right, and I'll back myself.
The scoreboard doesn't make pretty reading for you this evening. How is the mood amongst everybody? What is the approach?
I've only been in the dressing room for about 2 minutes before I've come out and spoken to you guys, so I don't know really what the mood is exactly like, but I know that it's going to be another tough day for us tomorrow.
Do you feel you're really up against it, or do you feel this is a game you can still get something out?
Well, looking by the wicket, I think there's something we can definitely get out, a draw, if not a chase, we could definitely do something.
Okay, thank you for talking to us.
Cheers.
Collingwood goes wider, and Ponting down the pitch, hits it over the top, out to the boundary at wide long on for 4. Yeah. Peterson got flighty and Ponting got stuck in. That was a clean boundary, unlike the streaky edged back cut. He's 68, 1 for 137. He bowls to him wide, and he's hit that for 4. Out through the covers. It's being chased away towards the line. It may in fact not go all the way. It's nip and tuck. It's close. It's knocked back just at the last minute. and the result will be 4-all run, despite the fact that it was saved from being a boundary. Bell had a long chase, and with Collingwood doing the 1-2, they saved a boundary, but they didn't save 4 runs. Harmison goes in towards him, and he's forward, and he's beaten. Is he caught? He's nicked it. He's on the way. He's walked. That was beautifully bowled. He pitched it up. Ponting went after it. He got the outside edge, and he's out for 75. A vital break for England in their attempt to stay in the contest, and Ponting's gone in the 4th over of the day. Australia 2 for 144.
Well, very well done, England. Harmison's on for the express purpose of getting an early wicket, and he supplied one to Flintoff. It left Ponting through the air a little. It committed him to a half front foot shot. He wasn't to the pitch. That can be a danger on this whacker pitch. The ball's bouncing still. We're early on the 3rd day. Generous applause to the Australian skipper. Again, he failed in the first innings, but he's bounced back quickly with 75. The local hero on his way, Mr. Cricket Mike Hussey. But excellent bit of bowling from Steve Harmison. I like the movement away from the right-hander. He often gets it too wide. He drew Ponting into a shot, not to the pitch. Slight movement, the outside edge. Jones took well. That's a vital blow. They need a couple more to get back into the match. I wouldn't write England off. Things look pretty dark, but 2 wickets, 2 or 3 more wickets before lunch, and suddenly we have a real contest here at the Wacker.
Harmison's next delivery has Hussey nicking, and it'll go for 4. Didn't carry to Flintoff at second slip. He dived low to his right. Strauss behind him at first was going low to his left. Somehow the ball bounced and went through the pair and down to the rope for Hussey's first scoring shot. 2 for 148, but from what we've seen in 26 minutes today, England will be buoyed.
England think they're back in the well, they've got to think they're back in the contest, but they need one of these two. Hayden can hurt you if he gets into a dominant mood. He's not yet there. And Hussey, Mr. Cricket, is in the form of his life. They know they haven't got many game plans against him. They want to hit his poles. They've done it a couple of times, but he's still averaging 85 in the series. Off the mark with a streaky edge through the slip cordon there. Harmison's working up good pace. He is in the shake-up here.
Harmison again moves in and bowls, and that comes swinging in. That's close for leg before wicket. I'd have thought it may have done too much. And I think that's the view of Aleem Dar, that it trapped Hayden bang in front. Again, that reverse swing having beaten the inside edge of the bat.
Oh my goodness. From the naked eye, I thought he was going to give that. Let's have a look where it pitched. In line. Oh. Only height could have done him.
Unless he got an inside edge.
No, there was no inside edge. Oh. And Hawkeye's saying it was just hitting the top of the middle stump. Gee, I would not have been surprised if that had been given out. Right on the knee roll. Gee, that looked absolutely out.
Oh, another day. I think Hayden would have been on his way. Not today, though. He's waiting for Harmison, and he goes and he bowls again outside the off stump this time. And Hayden plays no stroke.
Panesar will be the fly in the ointment today for the Australians, because speaking to the groundsman, the grassy patches have hardened, and that's where the real grip is going to come off. It's not the dead patches, it's the grassy patches on the pitch which have flattened, but there's purchase off them, and that's where Panesar has a chance. If he can get 3 or 4 out again in a session, he can bowl England back into this contest. If he goes wicketless in the first session, Australia are going to clear out and possibly go on and win this match by a long way.
It's not like you to do this sort of homework prior to a day's play. It's unusual for you to go out of your way to talk to the groundsman.
Coining.
You're joking.
What could I say?
Was he at one of your functions this morning?
Yes, he was.
Unbelievable.
I spoke at the curator's function.
The curator's function? You really are spreading yourself around nowadays.
I am doing the night watchman's function tonight.
The janitorial staff will be queuing up shortly for a chat.
And the cleaners have got an after-match drink. I walk past. I'll chat at your after-match drink if we can talk money.
Let's talk.
They were all Asian. None of them understood it.
Well, that's not a prerequisite. There's a lot of born and bred Australians
Asians
that are struggling
get my stuff.
Now, just before we hear from Kevin Peterson, rather than talking money, let's talk runs. I mean, England can live to fight another day if this match is drawn. It would take a miracle. They'd have to win Melbourne, win Sydney, draw 2-2, retain the Ashes. Well, let's start first of all. What is a total that England on this pitch could run down on days 4 and 5 that they could restrict Australia to and feel comfortable, or you could feel comfortable that there could be a twist in the tail?
You know, Peterson suggested around 350 could be run down. Obviously, you're going to talk that if you know you're going to be batting last, and with 9 in hand, you're already 148 down. Realistically, I guess anything over 300 is going to hurt you in terms of, you know, the bounce and the spin that's going to be offered to Shane Warne, who they do freeze against. To get on top of Warne, they have to attack him. Can they attack him on a 4th and 5th day pitch where it's turning? I don't think so. You best attack Warne early in matches, and, you know, they got to him a little in Brisbane, they got to him in a little first innings in Adelaide. Much more difficult innings 4.
And conversely, they're not a great team batting for a draw, England, either, if they have to bat for 5 sessions to save the game.
And that's the problem. You're defending Warne. That is almost an invitation for Warne to be all over you. So it's a double-edged sword for them. They could positively try and run down 320. You never know. But again, Australia have got to get to over 300 in front. If Harmison isn't doing the job, the innings is 36 overs old, the ball is softening. If Flintoff brings Harmison on to get a wicket, within 2 overs he hasn't got the wicket, you're better off removing him, because then nothing's going to happen.
Well, everyone thought this would be a pitch favourable to batsmen at the start of the match. It doesn't really echo that when you look at the scoreboard. First innings of 244 and 215 respectively. But Kevin Peterson top scored for England yesterday. He made 70. He still thinks the pitch is going to favour the batsman, as he told the BBC's Mark Pugach late yesterday.
Nice to bat on. And that bids well for the rest of the game, because I think it's a pretty good batting wicket now, and it's turning into a better batting wicket.
Well, let's start with what you say there. In the last session, do you think actually the wicket possibly the best it's been the whole game?
Yeah, I think the last couple of sessions the wicket's been pretty good. Monty and Steve batted well on it as well, and they tail enders. So, I mean, yeah, no, it's turning out to be a pretty good batting wicket. And from last year's Test match, I think South Africa batted all day, or batted for a day and a half to save a Test match. I don't know. Hopefully, we can bat for a day and a half or a day and 3/4 and win a Test match.
Let's go back to the beginning. You were the other end when Andrew Strauss was out. Did you think he was a little bit unlucky?
I don't know what I'm allowed to say here, but yeah, I do think Strauss was a bit unlucky.
Because it was a shame. He was in good touch, wasn't he?
Batting really well. Good surface for Straussy. Nice little bit of bounce in it. Straussy likes that. And I thought today he could have got himself a score, which he needs in the series.
What do you put the other wickets down to? What do you put the other batsmen getting out down to? Anything in particular?
I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know. I don't know what goes through their minds when they play the shots and all that. Probably what goes through all of our minds. Try and be positive, try and attack. I don't know.
How difficult was it for you towards the end when the tail enders are in to score runs, keep the scoreboard moving, but farm the strike, but if you like, protect the lower order batsmen as well? How difficult a juggling act is that?
It is. I went from plan A to plan B, around about plan A again, and ended up at plan B again. It is difficult. It's hard. It's probably the hardest thing about batting, to be honest. Batting with a tail like that, not knowing what do you need to do. You need to score here, or what do you do? Is he going to get out? How do I approach it? It's just a case of looking at the situation, judging by the pitch, how the other batters go in, and it's probably the most difficult part about batting with a tail like that.
Was there a little message sent out when the 12th man came out, some advice and so forth?
Yeah, there was advice, but at the end of the day, I was the batter out there, and it was a case of me going out and making sure I was clear in my mind what I was doing.
Kevin Peterson there talking to Mark Pugach from the BBC, and we'll be back very short.
400, 450.
We're back on air.
5.
Hey, we're back on.
Turn my mic off.
Count your $50 bills a bit later. I've never known anyone to do their books. While we're on air. You got what, a $50 note?
I thought the mic was off.
Yeah, you're up to 400. I'll turn your. Hang on, we'll just turn that mic off. Go back to zero again. 1 for 119.
It's short.
Here, Karen.
Short 50.
It's about time someone
I've got to go.
The lead, 148 to Australia. Play to get underway in around an hour and 5 minutes, and hopefully by then Kerry O'Keefe will be focused and will have made a deposit with his bank manager once again.
I haven't got much. I got a race result from Rose Hill. I tipped a horse this morning. A friend of mine is part owner of a very promising horse with Tracy Bartley at Mudgee called Sniper's Bullet, and I tipped it strongly. at 1 at 2 to 1 on. I can tip a winner. Yeah. Okay, just so the trifecta paid $24 if you're interested.
Not really.
Okay.
I was out of the room when you were giving everyone
You're not
the
a
tip.
punter, are you? You don't drink, you don't punt. Fair income.
Harmison bolts to Hussey, wrapped on the pad, may have pitched outside leg stump. Hussey looking to whip it through the onside.
How do you get up in the morning without the lure of those two?
Well, with a clearer head than you.
And a fatter wallet? Yeah.
No.
No. Oh, yeah,
a few years back, that would have been the case. But your coining at the moment is, no, it's done me cold.
Interesting. The English would have looked at the percentage of people getting out. Hussey gets bowled 21% of his test innings. They'll be looking at his poles here.
Harmison goes in. That doesn't get anywhere near the pole. Short down the leg side.
Funnily enough, Michael Clark gets bowled 23%. That's high, given that Hayden only gets bowled 13% and Shane Warne 7% of his test innings out bowled.
What's Glenn McGrath?
He's 27%. He's the leader. He's the leader of the polls. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like, so he's almost he's bowlable, Hussey. They've hit his castle a couple of times this series already, haven't they?
And they go. Harmison delivers to him, and Hussey runs it into the gully. And there is no run. Let's have a look. Yeah, bowled by Flintoff for 86 in the first innings at the Gabba, and bowled by Hoggard off that inside edge last test where he's trying to leave the ball. He's trying to get the bat out of the way and hit the toe of the bat and slid back on. He was out for 91 in the first innings in Adelaide. That's very impressive homework you've got there.
Yeah. Hayden gets caught by a fielder the highest of anybody in the Australian team. 57% of his innings he's caught by a fielder.
Harmison's next delivery has Hussey watchfully nudging out into the covers. This is a good line and length here from Harmison. Bell just gathers the ball, 2 for 144. Have you got any other pearls for me?
Well, not really, only that who gets caught by the wicketkeeper the least? Matthew Hayden. You would think that's an interesting stat. Hussey gets caught, Langer gets caught 25% of his test innings by the keeper, and Hayden only gets caught 12%. Half as many times, and they're both lefties. You'd think they'd nick more.
Harmison's next delivery has Hussey nicking, and it'll go for 4. Didn't carry to Flintoff at second slip. He dived low to his right. Strauss behind him at first was going low to his left. Somehow the ball bounced and went through the pair and down to the rope for Hussey's first scoring shot. 2 for 148. But from what we've seen in 26 minutes today, England will be buoyed.
England think they're back in the well, they've got to think they're back in the contest, but they need one of these two. Hayden can hurt you if he gets into a dominant mood. He's not yet there. And Hussey, Mr. Cricket, is in the form of his life. They know they haven't got many game plans against him. They want to hit his poles. They've done it a couple of times, but he's still averaging 85 in the series. Off the mark with a streaky edge through the slip cordon there. Harmison's working up good pace. He is in the shake-up here.
He already has the prize wicket of Ponting for 75. First up today. Hussey is forward and taken on the pad. They'll scamper a leg by Peterson. Underarms coming in from square leg. Was there edge in it? There wasn't. Umpire Alim Dar signals an extra. Hayden was on the stretch there, running towards the northern end. 2 for 149. That's the end of Harmison's over. Hussey 4, Hayden 64. The lead 178. Harmison 1 for 39 now from 11 overs.
Yeah, so I mean, I think every analyst at every side would go to the stats guru's sites for each opponent and work out the percentages and find out what percentages, how they're out. I think it becomes them to do that. I do it because I want to do it, and I do it because I've got nothing else to do.
2 in the morning, most of your research.
I love it. I count money till 1:59, and then I get on Stats Guru. I don't do anything else.
Wash any clothes lately? That's a sore point.
Oh, it is.
We won't mention where you were staying.
No.
But, I believe they
These socks are 3. I've worn them 3 straight days.
No, that's great. 36 degree day, and there's no aroma coming from them at all.
I got no circulation in my feet because my laces are tied so tight to keep the smell in.
Now
I'll
Jones
lose a toe tonight.
Jones is up over the stumps as Hoggard bowls to Hussey, and he's well forward, guiding it out to the covers where it's knocked down by Andy Flintoff.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd just throw them. Yeah, I just thought they were interesting stats for each of the players.
No, I'm sure they were to somebody listening.
Nobody's interested. I was interested.
Brett Lee and Mike Hussey, the only ones never to be stumped.
Yes. Yeah, and Brett Lee and Shane Warne are the least bowled. They have their poles hit less than any player in the team. Interesting, isn't it?
Sure it was.
I ran it past Warne. He said that's because everybody's trying to bump me and hit me on the head.
Hoggard to Hussey again, and he runs it out square on the offside. It's fielded there by Collingwood, who hammers the return back to Geraint Jones.
Nice to be with you, mate. It's always a pleasure. People say, doesn't Glenn Mitchell give you a lot of stick? But you don't really. You know, nothing that I take any notice of anyway.
Well, you don't worry about the lesser people now that you're up the social strata.
I do. I do. I defend you in public. Privately, I just carve you up.
What time are you talking to the janitors tonight?
11 o'clock.
Hoggard's in again, just finished your washing by then. Left outside off stump by Hussey and taken by Geraint Jones. 2 for 149.
Every time I walk past a group of more than 3 people standing on a street corner, I say, want a guest speaker? Oh, I was a bit down after my open air gig, but I'm back. Had a good breakfast today. Lots of cricket tragics here at this test. Lots of Stephanie, fantastic. Lots of people came up. You just know they're test cricket people. And well done to them for going to the curator's breakfast.
Hoggard has Hussey on the front foot, running it into the gully region. It was knocked down initially by Bell and then tidied up by Collingwood at backward point. 2 for 149.
And the curator, Cameron Sutherland's a very nice young bloke. He's a disgrace in terms of curators. Normally they're pot-bellied, beer drinking, roll your own. I mean, he's got a washing board belly. He's fresh. He's a good bloke. He's from Ullering or something near Wandering.
See you later. Hoggard in once again, and Hussey back and defending square to point. Collingwood tidies up.
I'll find out where he's from. Oh, you turn left at Wandering.
Right.
Uluru? No.
Ullering, is it?
Ullering. Ullering. Yeah, that's where he's from. Catch
You've been threatening to leave. Could you do so now? He's going to take his race result and he'll be round to the TAB for his collect. And once again, as always, none of us will ever see any of it. Michael Hussey, he starts up after drinks from the river end, and he does get one through him. They've gone up for an appeal for caught behind. It wouldn't have been LB. Had a lot of bounce in it. Somehow it exploded through Hussey's defences. May have caught the flap of the pad on its journey through to Geraint Jones. 2 for 184.
They're just not having much luck, the Poms, right now. That was a lovely delivery, and Hussey wasn't good enough to get a touch. It was a good decision from Alim Dar, who I think's had a very good match. I think the umpiring in the series has been terrific so far, much better than in 2005. It's probably the luck that's been around has gone Australia's way, you'd have to say that, although Peterson's got away with a couple. But by and large, I think it's been very good. There's no reason to complain about it.
Here's Panesar. Forward he goes. Is that bad pad to seal him it off? Is the finger going up? I thought I saw him nodding his head, but the finger didn't go up as the ball flew out off a jam of pad, and they hoped bat to cook in at Silly Point, but there was no finger going up from umpire Kurtzen. That was interesting.
There were two noises. My immediate reaction was it had a very good chance of being out, but I may well have been wrong.
Panesar again, and he sweeps top edgily to backward square for a single down to Joyce. So was that a lucky call for Hussey? We're going to have a drinks break with Hussey 16, Hayden 86, 2 for 184 with drinks on the field.
Let's go back to 2020 in America.
We think Trump won. We think that the election was rigged.
I told him that was insane.
This story didn't end 4 years ago. But what can the aftermath of that election tell us about what is going to happen next?
It was a rigged election. That's why I'm doing it again. If I thought I lost, I wouldn't be doing this again.
Join me, Matt Bevan, for If You're Listening, America's last election. Find it now on the ABC Listen app.
ABC Sport Digital Radio, your home of basketball.
From the northern end to Hussey, who goes on the sweep and he's hit it beautifully. Out through backward square for 4. A deep mid-wicket, a finish backward square leg. And Hussey found the gap between the pair. And he continues this incredible start to his Test career. He's now 23 not out. He hasn't been dismissed in the match for 97 runs scored off his own bat. And it's 2 for 197. This one's well up and he drives into the gap between mid-off and extra cover. It beats the diving and lunging wide mid-off fieldsman there in Hoggard and away to the rope for 4. Hussey to 28. 2 for 196. Flint off to Hayden, well up and more runs clipped off the pads out through mid-wicket. Peterson goes back in pursuit. The batsmen come through for a second. They take him on for a third. They will. 10 runs off the over. Hayden nearing 100, and he's going to have about 20 minutes to notch it up before lunch. He's 89. Hussey is 31. We continue to applause at the end of the overs for the double century for the Australian team. They're 2 for 202, leading overall by 231. And the pain is just starting to be felt, I think, by England.
Can I just mention about what happened at the coffee shop this morning? I had to get a coffee before I went to an urn. Below where the coffee shop attached to where we were staying, I asked for a flat white and I sat down and 2 blokes were behind the jump and no problem, sir. It was produced and there it was, but they crafted in cream Kerry on the top of it.
You've made it now, haven't you? When the barista knows who you are, you know you've made it.
And it was just so subtle, Kerry. How good was that? He was quite good looking, that bloke.
Should have got a photo for the website. We could have put you a cup of coffee on there.
I'm going back there for coffee tonight. It'll be Kessie tonight.
Hanasar starts a new over and a flat bat on drive there by Hayden. He hit it hard down the onside of the pitch at head height. Tidied up away in the deep by Matthew Hoggard. 2 more to Hayden. He looks like he wants this 3-figure score before lunch. He's 91, 2 for 204.
And I said, oh, thank you for that. And he said, we do it for all the boys.
You're going back there tonight? Okay.
I'm going back for lunch.
Fair enough. Panesar over the wicket. And this one is swept away down to deep backward square. It'll be fielded by Mahmood. No, Harmison it is. 1 run. Hayden opening the shoulders. He's 92 to 205. I thought you were going to say, sorry, it was meant for the woman at the other table, Kerry.
It was me. But they did, because the Australian team's done it, there'd have been a Ricky, there'd have been a Matty. But it was so quaint. You know, you say, here's your coffee, it's $3. Suddenly there was Kerry. I sipped around it.
And $4.50. Panesar over the wicket, driven by Hussey. Lovely shot. Just getting it wide of Flintoff, moving to his right at a deepish mid-off. Another single. Runs are coming plentifully in the run-up to lunch. Hussey 32 now, 2 for 206. So Hussey 106 in the game, and they still haven't got his wicket.
And now when I'm having a schooner, I want the barman to just craft skull on the top of the phone. How good would that be?
I thought that's the way you normally drank your beer, skull. Panesar's next delivery. Hayden goes back edge and caught. Oh! Strauss at slip was like a goalkeeper trying to deflect the ball over the crossbar. He parried it up with 2 hands, leant back, and it came back for him. And Hayden is out for 92. Another joyous jig by Panesar as he came down to embrace the vice-captain Andrew Strauss, who momentarily would have had that awful feeling of the heart jumping into the throat. But the applause for Hayden caught Strauss at slip, bowled Panesar for 92. And Australia now are 3 for 206. Kerry, I'll slip out while you talk about the dismissal, and Jonathan to join you up until lunch.
Terrific bit of cricket from England. Strauss at first slip. Hayden laid back. He absolutely pinned his ears back. He was going to lather it through cover point off the back foot, but it bounced and it turned. And he got the outside edge high on the bat. It flew to Strauss above his head. He had very little reflex time, but he parried it, not behind him, up. and was able to gather himself and take it the second attempt. Terrific bit of English out cricket. Great catch from the vice-captain. Panesar again, the receiver of a wicket through his ability to bounce the ball. He has a wicket now. They need 2 or 3 more. The lead is out to 225. They want to see Gilchrist out of form, and then the bowlers, can they get to him before the lead is beyond them?
You were all gearing up for a very exciting evening when I left you yesterday.
Washing
your smalls.
Yeah, I was.
Did it happen?
No, it didn't.
Oh.
Basically because at our hotel, the washing machine in the laundry area is secured at 8 p.m.
Oh.
You can't get in.
It's disappointing.
What?
When's a man supposed to wash his smalls?
Well, I got up at 5:30 to wash them. It was still locked.
Oh.
But then I found out it's a 3.5-hour cycle.
Oh dear.
So I had to leave by 6:30.
That's no good. In goes Harmison, and this is pushed away up to extra cover. There's no run there at the end of the over. 209 for 3. Clark 2. Hussey 33. The lead 238. But why on earth do you need a 3.5-hour cycle to wash your underpants?
I know. Well, that's the machine. It just you pop it in, you press on, and 3.5 hours later you got clean knickers.
Wow.
They must iron them inside the machine.
Must do the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And wrap them up and just present them
in a little bow.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah.
I get a bit concerned if yesterday was deemed as an.
Yeah, and I've got fresh everything but socks. They're
Right.
a couple of days old. But I'm working tonight, so it'll be tomorrow.
Here's Panesar, a sweep stroke from Hussey, appeal for leg before wicket. He's got his pad outside the line of the off stump there, I'm pretty sure. It's been given not out. So excitement out there.
Well, Rudy Cootson being put under pressure here. These are the pivotal moments in a test match. They're clawing to stay on the greasy pole, England. They need an umpire. How can you claw on a greasy pole?
Not sure.
No. Anyway, they're just holding on.
Panesar, there's a sweep against his face there.
That almost bowled him.
Just missed the off
That's
stump.
missed off stump by a
small amount.
Nat's appendage.
Indeed, it wasn't far away at all. And Monty couldn't believe it. His face in his hands, he's back again now, twiddling himself a catch or two. Hussey's having another moment or two's reflection before he settles down. And now Monty drives to him, and that hits the man at silly point and runs away into the offside for runs. They'll get 3 here as Peterson goes trotting back to within a metre of that boundary edge. And back they come. A rather wild return comes in. That's unnecessary work for Geraint Jones. 212 for 3, so the lead is 241 for Australia.
People ask me what you look like. They say, what does Jonathan
do they?
I say a 5 wood who speaks proper. Is that about fair?
Oh, it's a bit harsh, actually. 5 wood. Why a 5 wood?
Well, you were a 2-iron when you played, and you're at wood now, but a low wood.
All right.
A high wood.
Clark turning away to forward short leg, and there's no run.
That's a 5 wood that speaks proper.
Right.
That'll do one.
Who is asking you these questions?
Punters.
Do they?
Yeah, those that haven't seen you.
People that you entertain in the evenings and so on.
Oh, yeah, and walking the ground. What's that Agnew look like?
Okay.
Yeah.
Panesar round the wicket, bowls, and Clark goes back, forcing into the offside. Harmison's there, hoovering up a rather loose return, though, for Panesar, but no runs scored.
Jason asked, and I didn't tell him a thing.
Good. 3 for 212, and Panesar bowls. Clark is forward, playing it into the pitch. There's no run. Another telling off from the producer. She's really on your case in this match, isn't she?
No, I didn't get a telling off. I feared one.
Yes.
But no, it was just that people can see what you look like if they tune into webcam.
Good plug for the
webcam. Is
webcam.
it webcam? Yeah.
Say one thing about these socks, though. It is apparently currently 39.5 degrees around here.
And I've got my laces tied so tight, there's no blood getting to my ankles.
What's going to happen tomorrow? It's the same pair, is it?
Day 4. Do you want to... Warnie wouldn't mind bowling on my socks tomorrow morning.
Oh,
They're a bit worn.
Well, do us all a favour.
Yeah, I will. I'll wear bare feet, okay?
All right. Now, this is what friendship's all about. in that Harmison and Flintoff are big buddies.
Yeah.
And there's something wrong with Harmison's boot. So Flintoff said, don't worry, Steve, you can borrow mine.
Yeah.
So Harmison's putting Flintoff's boot on, and Flintoff's putting Harmison's boot on.
Really?
It's a good job they're the same size, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're going to continue. I wonder what the signal was for that, or what Harmison said to Flintoff. Freddie, can I borrow yours? Or what was going on? Isn't that amazing?
They're a little too close for mine.
You think?
I'm reading something in here.
But isn't that...
What? They just swapped shoes.
He's been bowling for much of the morning, Harmison. And something has happened there that has made him want to put Freddie's on.
Wow.
And he did. And Flintoff's now wearing his left boot, and Harmison's got Flintoff's left boot on. And he's running in and bowling with it. Off he goes and bowls outside the off stump, but it's driven through extra cover. Looks like he's going to go for 4 with Freddie's boot. He's at this dive out there, a despairing one by the fielder. So in fact, it's only gone for 2. But I think if Freddie's boot's going to serve up half volleys, I would say, thanks so much, I'll take it back again.
It's a half volley boot, isn't it?
Well, it looks like it. Isn't that strange?
Well, it is. They're sponsored by the same boot manufacturer, obviously, I'd say.
But it's your own boot, though, isn't it? Do you think?
Yeah, I've never seen that happen on a field.
Down the pitch he goes. Over the top. Clark's put a big hit in towards the boundary for 6. He got in and under that stroke. Right under and wide of mid-on, long on, no one out in the deep. He picked the right ball to go after, and he launched his on drive, and he sent it away into the crowd at long on. Beautiful shot from Clark. He's 14. 3 for 232 at the end of the over.
I think that's a counter from the last over that Panesar bowled. He thought that he was in trouble by just playing on the crease, and he thought, well, hang on, if I keep pushing forward, eventually one of these shouts is going to be given. Let me do what I do best, attack the bowling, play my natural game. That's what we've been told to do by the captain and the coach. And he's run down at that one and hit it beautifully.
48 to Hussey, 74 not out in the first innings. He's having another telling series, and doesn't seem to matter where he bats. He started as an opener when Langer was injured last year. He's been at 5 and at 6. How long will he be at 4? Will he be opening within 12 months? He's watching Harmison, and he's back, and he's pulling again. That's top edge. Who can get underneath it? Jones is going. He dives, and he drops it. And Hussey reaches a half century. It was a difficult chance. 3 players chased. Hoggard from fine leg, Peterson from backward square. It was Jones, the keeper, who got there. He dived. He got his gloves to it as he went after it, but couldn't hold it. And as a result, 2 runs were accrued by Hussey, and he is 50 not out. An extraordinary way to bring up your half century.
It certainly was. He gets a shake from Michael Clark now, but that was the faster and shorter bouncer. The one that he was gearing up for, and it was just rushing onto Hussey, and really Peterson should have taken that catch.
Yeah, Peterson was at square leg. He was closer to it than Jones as Hussey goes forward and plays away into the covers. Well, did Peterson give it up because the other fella had the gloves? I mean, Jones has run at least 25 metres. Peterson's gone about 10.
And Jones was looking towards the sun in that area as well. It was, to me, that was Peterson's catch all the way. It's only landed about 15 metres from where he's standing now.
Communication breakdown. And it was going into the breeze too, so it was holding up on that side. Hussey has a life.
Michael Hussey just continues to build. We've actually been told by Jeff in Sydney, sent an SMS, when he gets one more run, Hussey's average will be 90 in Test cricket. He faces Hoggard, and he won't get the run. Yes, he will. He's dropped at first slip, and it comes down for 4 to find third man. Strauss dived to his right. This is the folly at times of having a slips cordon which is constructed on a guesswork fashion. He's fielding virtually at second slip, and the ball went between. It was closer to him than it was to Geraint Jones. He dived. He got it almost on the fleshy part, the heel of the hand, around the base of the thumb. And it would have been, it was a comfortable, if he was at first slip, it would have been just to his left, he would have pouched it. But Hussey gets a life again. He's 82, and it's 3 for 304.
Would have gone straight down the throat of a regulation first slip.
This one's well up, and it's clipped away by Michael Clarke. Out through mid-wicket. More runs as Mahmood goes back to gather, and there's the 50 for Michael Clarke. 3 for 316, the lead 345, the end of the over, and you just get the feeling that this England team now is just on an absolute hiding to nothing. Whilst the batsmen are feeling the heat, at least they're enjoying themselves by adding to their personal totals. But for the Englishmen, they're toiling and toiling and toiling away, and they're not getting much results. 76 balls for his 50 with 5 fours and a 6.
And, well, I think the ground will erupt if their own Michael Hussey gets these 4 runs here. The slow clap is starting. Harmison's on his way. He bowls outside the off stop, and there it is. Yeah. He's hammered it straight down the ground. And gets a slap on the back as he runs past Michael Clarke. His bat is raised, his helmet's off. There he goes, holding both aloft. Michael Hussey scores 100 against England on his home ground. It's his 5th in Test cricket. If there's a happier man alive at the moment, then I'd like to see him. Again, Michael Clarke gives him a hug, a tap on the bottom. And he's waving his bat all around the ground. Everyone's on their feet. Even the trumpeter down there is saying well played. As Hussey reaches his 100 from 148 balls. That was his 12th boundary. He's 100 not out of Australia's 3 for 347. Harmison bowls again to him, and that runs away into the leg side, and they take 1 run. A quick word from you, Terry, about that.
Oh, look, home ground 100 in an Ashes series, it doesn't get any better than that. And the fact that he's had to really work hard. He had to work hard in the first innings, and he held the innings together when he scored his 70. But this, I think he'll be really, really chuffed with it. He's had to ride a little bit of luck today, but he's also had to work hard, and just of late, it's just starting to flow for him nicely.
Hanasar to Hussey again. He goes back, beaten the Perth, caught behind. They've all gone up, he's out. And that'll be T. Monty exultant again. Hussey out, caught Jones, bowled Panesar for 105. The partnership worth 151. And the players will leave the ground for a well-earned rest. But the applause will be for Michael Hussey, the hometown hero, his first Ashes century. He falls right on tee on the 3rd day. He's 105 out. Clarke 73 not out. There's a TV camera backpedaling right on his face. He removes the helmet, and Michael Hussey gets a standing ovation around the WACA ground. His 5th Test century, and with it, you'd have to think now Australia will secure the Ashes in their own right again. It was a feather touch. He was actually playing with a bat at about 45 degrees, trying to run it square on the offside, and Jones went up immediately. He hurt the neck, and more importantly, so too did the umpire, and Hussey is out, caught behind for 105.
Panesar bowls it. He's edged to slip. Simons is out, caught at slip by a tumbling Collingwood, pushed down the line, a bit of bounce, a little bit of turn. Did that deflect off Jones? It was a good catch from Collingwood, and Simons has missed out. Panesar gets another wicket, and Australia are 5 for 365.
He's fun to watch. He's a very good bowler, this fellow, and it just touched the shoulder, perhaps, of maybe the handle of the bat of Andrew Simons. A very, very good piece of bowling. Classical left arm round the wicket, attacking spin bowling. Where on earth this fellow has been for 2 Test matches, I'm blowed if I know. That was a lovely bit of work from Monty Panesar.
Flint off to Clarke, goes back and slashes down to deep, 3rd man for 4. There's his 100. His 4th, 2nd in as many tests against England. He gives the badge on the helmet a kiss. He's an even 100 not out. 5 for 397, 130 balls, 13 fours and a 6.
And a standing ovation for him, well deserved.
He's a New South Welshman, but he's 23 years of age. He's got tremendous talent, and it's maturing with every innings. The WACA crowd has risen to him. He's 100 not out. He has all the strokes down the ground, but he has the best square cut in the business when he uses it judiciously, and that was the stroke that brought up his 100. Go, Mickey Clark. One for the next decade. Left arm over, comes to Gilchrist, who's down, and he's driving him through extra cover towards long off. There's his 50 as it's picked up out in the deep by Hoggard. 2 runs to Gilchrist, a fine half century, and a quick one too in front of the home crowd. And there's lots of gold-shirted Australian fans and plenty of others. Plenty of England supporters too are appreciating the skill of Adam Gilchrist. 63 minutes, 40 balls, 8 fours for his half century. Panesar comes in again, and he's down the pitch, and he's hitting him long. He's hitting him high into the crowd, over, long on for 6. A little skip forward, and he got underneath it, and the ball sailed away over Strauss's head into the crowd, into the distance. A wonderful hit. Panesar bowls, and he has another go. That's gone. Oh, that's gone longer. Way over deep mid-wicket. 6 more to Gilchrist. Oh, this is like Gilchrist at Joburg against Nicky Boyer. That was wider. Got underneath it. He hit it over a sort of straightish mid-wicket.
Barmy Army territory.
Right into the Army. Cop that.
I think it went over. It went over the Army. And the Gilly chant goes up. Not a Lily, Lily. It's a Gilly, Gilly. They want more.
Panesar again, a quicker ball, and he's hit that hard, and he's hit that wide of the man down at long on, and it's gone across the line for 4 between mid-wicket and mid-on. 6, 6, 4. Gilchrist 67. 5 for 462.
Poor old Monty, you got a feel for him, but he's hanging in there.
They put a man out there between the 2 and the deep, and now he has another go, and he's hit that for 6.
Oh.
Way into the crowd over wide, long on. That's a massive Gilchrist hit. 3 sixes in the over. 24 from Panesar's over. Gilchrist goes to 73. Oh, take me out to the ball game. Wasn't that something? And Panesar has suffered during the over. Gilchrist is having a drink. And Australia rocketing along. All hail to the king, Gilly. They're all bowing to him after that assault on Monty Panesar in the over.
The long on, long off, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square. There's no fine leg, actually, so he can't afford to drift down the pads. Now there's a deep extra cover, a deep cover point. All of a sudden there's a white flag being waved. This isn't not being disrespectful to England, but, I mean, what can you do? If they keep the field up, Gilchrist is just going to hit through it or over it. Hoggard's going to come around the wicket from the northern end. He bowls to Gilchrist, and he launches another big 6 out over mid-wicket. He's up to 80, and he's got 10 balls to score 20 to set a new world record for the fastest 100 in Test cricket. 5 for 493. The lead 522. Harmison goes in and bowls to Gilchrist, and he launches one out towards deep mid-wicket. It's gone for 6. No, 4. Just shy of the rope. Gilchrist to 85 from his 48th ball faced. Faces Harmison again from the river end. Gilchrist goes at this one hard, out towards wide, long on, and it'll go for 4. Gilchrist 89 not out from 49 balls.
Well,
history is beckoning for him seriously now. 5 for 504.
What does he need?
He needs, he's got
11 in 10.
6 balls to score 11.
Okay, gee. Well,
Harmison goes in and bowls to him again, short, and he goes on the pull shot, out towards backward square. It's 4. Gilchrist is 93 from 51 balls faced. 5 for 508. The lead 537.
Well, this is dazzling. Do you send out messages from the Australian dressing room? I don't think you do. Just let him keep going here. I mean, who knows what he'll do.
12 fours, 4 sixes. This over 4-4.4.
Do you reckon the crowd are up to it?
Well, if they're listening to ABC radio, they'd be aware.
Or BBC, I've get that too.
I don't know if they can get that from over here.
Oh, right here.
Unless they got the window open down the road there in the box.
What's he need now? Tell me, I've forgotten again.
He has 4 balls. Face 51. He's got 4 balls to score 7. This one he goes back and guides it down to third man. They go through quickly for the first. A bit of a fumble. He comes back for the second and he'll get there. The throw coming in from the deep. From
wow.
Cook. He's got 3 balls to score 5. He's 95 not out. 5 for 510.
And 4 to equal, actually.
4 to equal.
4 to equal.
Come on, Australians don't go for a draw.
No, we go
what
for the
was that
goal.
Kerry said to Aggers all those years ago? You don't go for silver, you go for gold.
That's 4 years ago. That was a memorable occasion too, but this isn't bad.
Harmison goes away again. Gilchrist on 95. He goes back and he cuts for a single and he'll hold the strike out towards Peterson at deep point. He's 96 not out. He's faced 53 balls. In comes Hoggard, bowls to Gilchrist. He drives for 1. Down to Panesar at long off. He's 97 with a ball up his sleeve. He's faced 53 balls.
He may not know about the
54
record.
balls.
He may not know about the record. He may be thinking about the 100. And the field's back. Why wouldn't he just take 100? I wonder what the message was when the gloves came out. If there was a message. What are the tactics? What's Ricky thinking? Is he going to bat till stumps? All kinds of things might have been going through his mind. We're assuming he's going for the record.
Here it is. The hand clap starts. The 55th ball of his innings. Gilchrist on 97. And he gets a wide one that he tried to hit and missed. Oh, now he can equal the great Sir Vivian Richards world record, but he can't better it.
Yeah, it was a marginal wide, that. But you can do those in Test cricket. One day wide for sure. But they've got 5 on the offside. They're obviously going to try and bowl outside his off stump.
Hoggard comes in again around the wicket. Gilchrist drives hard and he'll get a run, maybe 2, just 1 he wants. Down to Monty at deep, wide extra cover. So the great Sir Vivian lives in the history books. This will probably be the second quickest 100 because he's now got 10 balls to get inside Jack Gregory. And at the end of the over, he's 98 not out.
5 for 518. Gilchrist on 98. Harmison bowls to him. He drives up to extra cover. Flintoff's there. This could be the second run. I'm sure it will be. As the fielder throws the ball back in now, Adam Gilchrist runs to the far end to complete an absolutely astonishing 100. He's just missed Vivian Richards' record, but, well, he doesn't care. He probably doesn't even know. And he has handed out some dreadful punishment to England's flagging bowlers here. It's the second fastest 100 in Test history. And it has come from 57 balls. He's hit 12 fours and 4 sixes. It's been remarkable, and no one here today will ever forget it.
Standing ovation from the England supporters as well. All around the ground, a standing ovation, well deserved from a bloke who was out first ball in the first innings and was nearly out first ball in the second innings. Yeah. It's a funny game. Fantastic innings by Gilchrist. Beautiful striking of the ball.
Off goes Harmison, round the wicket he bowls, and Gilchrist just pushes that away into the offside carefully. So no belligerent stroke play there, and he's coming back tomorrow, I think. He's looking over his shoulder there, though. I just wonder, looking over his shoulder towards the dressing room. They're off. They are going. They have declared, I think. They have. Well, I think that's good cricket. Ricky Ponting has declared. And Gilchrist runs off. 102 not out to a standing ovation. Michael Clarke 135. Australia have declared on 5 for 527. They've dominated the day. It's been a ruthless performance. It's been some wonderful batting. It's been impossible really to pick and choose between them. Ricky Ponting there applauding Michael Clarke as he comes off, mopping his brow. They'll be absolutely thrilled in that Australian dressing room. They'll be warming up for the last 10 minutes or so, I'm sure, the bowlers, knowing that this was going to happen. Ponting would have slipped them the word. they've had enough. And will now go and regain the Ashes.
Well, Leeds trying to do something here as he bowls. Strauss hit on the pad, and that's close. How is that? Big shout. He's out. Oh, that slow, agonising finger of death from Rudy Curtin. The Australians were celebrating. They didn't care where the ball had gone. They knew that they were a pretty good chance of getting that decision. So he was lined up 3 in a row. He didn't play. The next one was closer. He was swinging into the pad. The only risk was it may have been going over the top. And Rudy Curtin has raised his finger. He thought it was going to hit. I wonder what the old Hawkeye will say, but you don't do that. You don't leave them. Strauss, leg before to Lee, naught.
Well, Hawkeye may have this going over. It's pitched on line. There's no problem there. If height is a problem, Strauss will say strangled again, a victim of a poor umpiring, just a victim of no luck. But Fed, you've got to be playing at those deliveries.
Adam Gilchrist, my heart's still pumping. What about yours? Fantastic display out there today. Well done.
Thanks, Walsh. Yeah, it was good fun. You know, initially just to keep supporting Michael Clarke, really, and then obviously got a bit of momentum and nice to carry it on. And so important that we were able to get out here and nab a wicket tonight. That gives us, you know, a lot of the momentum at the start of play tomorrow.
Was it deliberate that you took on Panesar and went tonk, 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 and the crowd became so involved?
Not really. I was frustrated in the way I got out in the first innings to him, a bit tentative. And sometimes in cricket, an innings, you know, if you get out in the first 3 or 4 balls, you don't really have much of a say in the matter. But I was a little bit tentative to him and just gloved one up to bat, you know, in close there. So I wanted to be positive against him. But, you know, once I felt that surge and the momentum going our way, nice breeze too here at the Wacker. So I just felt if I stayed controlled and stayed in my shots and got it up into that breeze, it would hopefully carry it over the fence.
And you took on the fieldsmen, despite the fact that it was like a one-day fielding team out there. You picked your places and you were able to do it.
As I say, it's just about staying calm in those scenarios, and I felt like I stayed relaxed and calm in the shots that I was trying to execute. But was prepared to take it on just so that we could try and get out there and have a bowl tonight. And Michael played fantastically well in his innings. He remained positive and started to hit the rope a few times, so that allowed Ricky the luxury of declaring tonight.
Did you know that you were close to a record of the fastest one-day 100?
No, I had no idea. I didn't know what the fastest was in the first place, but no, I didn't have any idea, and the guys told me when I came in. So, yeah, Viv, I think he deserves to hold that mantle.
And just finally, though, the crowd support here, it was eerie. We've heard the Lily, we've got the Gilly. What's it like then, knowing you're such a hero then? And that it was like at a football game when the chant comes up, and I know that all in the commentary box, the hairs were up at the back of our necks.
Yeah, it's nice. It was nice to have some support for the Aussies here in this game. It's been a brilliant, you know, crowd numbers-wise, but I must say that of the 24,000 or so that have been here each day, I'd say 15 of those for England. So it's been eerie, all right. It's been eerie when we've been hit for 4 and the crowd really are up. So it's been nice to turn that momentum around now. And I know there are Australians here in the crowd, and there's probably disappointed Australians at home who couldn't buy tickets because there's so many English people here. But hopefully we're doing the Aussies proud, and it was nice to have that support out there this afternoon.
Take a bow. Well played Australia, and well played Adam Gilchrist.
Thanks, mate.
Congratulations, Michael, on a wonderful dig. It won't go unnoticed, my friend, despite the frenzied activity in the last session. Well played.
Yeah, it was probably a good time to get out, really. Watch Adam Gilchrist come in and smack them all over the place. It was a fantastic knock. I was, very pleased, obviously, to get 100. I was quite fortunate on a couple of occasions, so had to ride my luck a little bit, but it was very pleasing to get 100 on my home ground.
As was the case in the first dig, you did require some patience. You said that smidgen of luck, but you're able to fight through that passage, and towards the finish, it again seemed as if you were demonstrating you're seeing the ball so well.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think Michael Clarke and I both went through periods where mentally we were fighting ourselves. So we just decided just to run with it and just go with our natural instinct. So just to sort of see the ball and hit it really, and I guess it paid off today.
Can you give us any indication as to how oppressive the conditions were? We were saying that we were told it was 53 degrees in the sun, the concentration level that was required by you and Michael in the heat of the day.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to hear that, really. 53 degrees. Yeah, I must admit I was really struggling at lunchtime. I came in and I didn't feel like I was batting all that well. I felt like mentally I was my mind was playing tricks on me, and I was very fatigued. So it was nice when a sea breeze came in later on in the afternoon and it just helped cool things down a little bit.
When you're working through such a partnership, is it necessary to keep animated, to keep talking to each other and encouraging each other all the time?
Oh, certainly, and Michael Clark's outstanding to bat with in that sort of mindset, I guess. I think we complement each other quite well. He works the ball so well, and he runs so well between the wickets, so it was a great partnership.
Now, the shot to bring up the century, it was an aggressive whack. Describe it for us.
Well, it wasn't meant to go where it did, that's for sure, but I was just relieved just to get the 4 runs and to make a century. It was certainly playing on my mind a little bit because I've had an 80 and a 90 already in the series, and I was really keen to press on and to score 100, so I guess it's a little monkey off my back.
And just a final one, too. The acknowledgements that you made when you scored the century, you were pretty poignant in making sure that the family knew that you were pretty excited.
Yeah, well, they were up there watching my wife and my 2 kids and sister-in-law, so it was great just to sort of see the expressions on their face. And my daughter was pretty happy. She's only 2.5, and she was waving pretty well. So it was a great moment really, and something I'll never forget.
Put your feet up. Well played today, and all the best tomorrow, Michael Hussey. Thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thanks very much.
The England coach joins us. Duncan, thank you for joining us. It must be a difficult time after you've worked so hard to be in the position you're in at the moment.
Well, it's been pretty difficult, this whole Test match. I mean, from our point of view, we had a good opportunity when we had Australia 240 all out. You don't often get them out for a score like that. We probably let us slip a bit with our batting, but you've got to give credit to on that second day. The Aussies bowled well, and the wicket was pretty helpful. But I think our batters would look at it and thought, if we could have got 100, 150 ahead of them, it might have been a lot different.
This morning, the ball was doing a lot. You had a good session. Do you look back at it and think on another day you might have had 4 or 5 out by lunchtime?
No, it's difficult. I mean, the wickets flattened out. It's probably the best day to bat on today. It didn't really help that much this morning. Yesterday and the first day it did quite a bit, and that was the result of those 2 low scores. I thought we bowled well. We bowled with a lot of discipline, but after tea with an individual like Gilchrist who came in, he's done it before, and he's got that quality where he can really take the game away from you.
When we look at the statistics, you've had matches and periods of matches where you've bowled well, you've had innings where you've batted well, but the problem is meshing the 2 together. Can you put your finger on why they haven't dovetailed the way you'd want them to?
Sometimes that's cricket. I mean, that's what we keep saying. We just haven't been consistent enough for long periods of time. I thought in Adelaide we were. We played some good cricket for 4 days, and it's just one session that can change the game, especially if it's a late session in a game. And but sometimes you can put it down to there's a pretty youthful side we've got here. When you have a look at the age and the number of caps on the side, and that's what happens. There's inconsistency creeps in, and we've just got to make sure we don't let that inconsistency be there and really grab all opportunities and don't let the game slip away.
It is that hard thing to grab, but how do you try and get that consistency? Because you need it, especially when you're away to Australia.
Well, the key to it is getting the individuals to play a lot. We talk about it. The more cricket you play, the better you understand those situations. You've had the experience of playing under those situations, and you just make sure they don't slip away.
Duncan, people hear you saying that will say, well, if you want to play more, you need to play more first-class matches before the first test. You need that intensity to replicate, as near as you can, what you get in a test match. Would you say to people who organise tours in future, you need more first-class cricket before the test series starts?
No, not really. I mean, people keep forgetting. In January, they were talking about this hard year ahead of us. We've been playing cricket non-stop since February. We're the only one who's been doing that. So we've been playing for 9 months. So we needed a break just before ICC, 2.5 weeks. That's all we had. Went to ICC, worked very hard in the nets and everything, every opportunity we could. You need a little break again there, and then 2 first-class games like we had was adequate. I mean, you can't ask for individuals to play more than nine months of cricket.
This could be a double change. Certainly, Shane thinks it's coming on. And he's taking his hat off, his glasses, and he's handing them to Rudy Kurtzen. And so Shane Warne is coming into the attack with Australia having not taken a wicket so far. We've had 55 minutes of play. And in fact, 12 overs have been bowled today. And there have been no wickets. So, Warne it is. Warne bowls, bells down the pitch, driving to mid-off. It just goes over his head and away for 4. Well, I think from what we've seen so far, Terry...
Attack. Tora.
Well, he hit it pretty well. It was only just over mid-off's head.
That's where Monty, when he was bowling, had the man 3/4 of the way down. As it is, Brett Lee is at mid-off, but he's only halfway there.
He's still saving a single there, really. And Warne bowls, bells down the pitch, hit him for 4. Very cleanly indeed, over his head. In fact, he's gone for 6. So twice in that over, Bell came down. He's hit Warne for 4 over mid-off, and then for 6 over his head. and he was beaten a couple of times as well. What a terrific contest this could turn out to be. 1 for 55, Bell 30, Cook 18, more from Terry Alderman, and then it'll be Jim Maxwell. Warne again, 1 for 81. Strides in, Bell waits, he's there, he bowls. Bell's down the pitch, has lofted him straight down the ground. They brought the field in, and is that 4 or 6? It's another 6. But Ian Bell has struck off Shane Warne here this morning. Some resilience is being shown. And Ian Bell, who Shane Warne has rather tormented, frankly, in this series, he's just striking 1 or 2 blows in revenge. No, here it comes again, a bit wider, and he's slotted him through extra cover. He had to go, he was committed. Warne saw him coming, fired it wide outside the off stump, and well, that's a one-day stroke, really. But he's scythed him through the covers to bring up his half-century. 52 not out, and they're rising to Ian Bell. Certainly those down amongst the Barmy Army where the flag is flying. He was done there, all hands up, but he went through with a stroke and hit it for 4.
Warne bowls to Cook forward. He pushes around the corner just with the spin to backward square. They have 1. They won't get any more with Langer flying in to pick up, and the 100 comes up. 1 for 100. Real encouragement for England and their great mob of supporters who are here at the ground to see this fighting partnership. Chanceless so far too, and Bell has hit Warne for 2 sixes.
And they've been 2 very good shots. He's played him very well, kept out the good ball, but hasn't got marooned at the crease, prepared to use his feet.
Lee again runs up and he bowls to Bell. Bell drives off the edge past Gilchrist. He dived, he got a glove on it. Did he get it on the full? It's gone down towards the boundary. Warne chased back 2 lucky runs. Lee kept the ball at the off stump. It went right off the bottom of Bell's bat. Did it carry on the full to a diving Gilchrist? The result was 2 runs. We're seeing a replay. It came off the bottom outside edge, and
it's gone down.
It's a chance.
It is a chance.
A chance to the right of Gilchrist. A chance. So you better mark that one down. It could be a major rager before the end of this game.
Bell on 73.
Just write it in my book.
Day 4. Floated up by Warne, driven, caught. Langer's got Bell at short cover. There's the breakthrough. 3.5 hours it's taken today. Bell out for the Australian Devils number of 87. Snapping a stand of 170 with Cook, who's still there on 75. A great hand by Bell, but will it be enough to stave off an Ashes loss here in the 3rd test? Langer snaring the catch. It's 2 for 170.
Well, tremendous play by Ian Bell. Yeah, the Devils number, that 87, 163 balls, 235 minutes. Tremendous batting. And that will certainly give the rest of the England dressing room something to think about, something to fight for. Make sure that that innings doesn't go for naught. But I've just got a feeling, Glenn, that wicket has come just at the right time for the nerves of Shane Warne. I think he was getting very, very close to losing it out there.
Well, let's see if Simons can get a little bit of that bounce and turn at the left-hander. He bowls to him now. He shuffles him. Edges just wide of Hayden. Got it in his left fingers and dropped it. That hit the spot, hit the edge. Hayden dived down to his left. I think it hit his fingers on the full, and he's dropped a difficult chance. May have been a little unsighted, but the chance was there. Yep, in his left fingers, just the tip of his fingers. He's
got to remember that Simons is bowling quite fast off spin here. The action looked good there, and as a purveyor of that, your slip's got to be deeper and finer.
Stuart Clark turns and moves up past Alim Dar. He bowls a ball that's edged and caught. Outside edge. He walks before the finger goes up. You could hear the nick as he pushed down the line. Another wicket for Stuart Clark in this series, and that's an important one. Collingwood caught Gilchrist, bowled Clark for 5. It's 3 for 185.
Gosh, that's well bowled. He's gone a little bit wider of the crease on both those last two deliveries. It was more noticeable with his predecessor, which was a beauty, and that one again just holding up the line, drawing the batsman into the shot. And I think the angle from slightly wider of the crease may have been a factor in getting Paul Collingwood's outside edge.
This is the last ball of the over. And Warne bowls it. Cook on 99 forward, turns and gets a run just to the right of Lee. He gallops off and he gets home. And up go the crowd. And away goes Cook. He raises his bat and his helmet. What relief for Alistair Cook. Peterson comes down to give him the bear hug. It's a big moment for this 21-year-old from Essex. His 4th Test century and a memorable first against Australia, the old enemy, in a Test match.
Well, terrific reception from the crowd. Well played, Alistair Cook. He came to this country with a big reputation. He was denied in the early tests, but he's broken clear of Australia here. He's had a little bit of luck, but you can't. He is the genuine article. 100 not out.
Warne comes strolling in again. Here he is. He bowls with a great cry, but that's turned away through the seagulls at square leg. Another one for Cook. They might think about the second. McGrath's on the way in, but it's not taken. A huge applause breaks out down there at the far end, and trying immediately to work out what that might be about. Is Alistair Cook's highest score in Test cricket? No, it's not. I'm sure it's not that. Something's happened. Oh, Warne's gone for 100. Sorry, much less subtle. Warne has gone for a gallon.
Yeah, they enjoyed that. They picked it up pretty quickly, the crowd.
Well, they've been counting it down. And they're breaking into one of their favourite Warne songs, the words of which I cannot possibly repeat over the radio.
Oh.
In quite large numbers today. Cook forward, and he's caught behind! Cook's resistance is over, pushing forward at Glenn McGrath. And he's caught behind. He swishes in dismay as he walks off. He'd so nearly seen the day out. He's out for 116. He's batted virtually all day. And as the seagulls swirl around him, Alistair Cook peels off his gloves. He'll take his helmet off, I'm sure. And he'll be hugely disappointed, but I hope he enjoys the reception that he'll get from everybody. Not just those England supporters down there at the far end, but from everyone here. They're all on their feet for you, Alistair, and well played. His 4th Test 100. He, with Bell, have taken the game into a 5th day, and this morning that seemed highly unlikely. And in goes McGrath. He's there, he bowls to Hoggard. He's bowled in! He's ripped out his off stump, I think it is. One of the shortest lived innings as night watchman. Hoggard's out, second ball, and England suddenly are 5 down. And there's silence over there on the terraces. There's no England flag flying now as the Hogster looks over his shoulder at the big screen. He'll see a replay of a Yorker which wasn't dealt with proficiently, and his off stump was ripped clean out of the ground by a rampant McGrath. 5 for 261, 0 for Hoggard.
1 ball to survive. But the last half hour has certainly given Australia hope, not that they would have ever lost it, that they can wrap this game up at some point tomorrow. The task has just been made a little easier with the 2 McGrath wickets.
Alistair Cook, he'll be very disappointed having not been able to survive the last 5 overs.
Here's the last ball. McGrath bowls to Flintoff. Flintoff goes back and defends it. A little jump in the air and a push towards mid-on, and that is stumps on the 4th day. A mighty effort by England to defy Australia's expectant attack here and take their total from 1 for 19 to 5 for 265. Peterson 37, Flintoff 2.
Glenn, well played. Can you in any way describe what sort of a day of Test cricket that was? It just seemed to be so full on.
Yeah, it was a tough day. We knew it was going to be hard work at the start of the day if we didn't get some early wickets. I thought the way Cook especially applied himself on the wicket out there and set himself for a big score, and he got 100. So it was hard work, but I think the boys really toiled hard, and the way Stuart Clark and Brett, and especially Shane, the way he bowled today, really set us up, and it was nice to get those 2 wickets at the end. I think that was due to the hard work done, especially by Warnie.
Any deterioration in what the pitch was doing at all during the day?
There was probably a spot from this end that it was going through the top a little bit, but it was only every now and then. It was quite slow, especially for Shane as well, slow turn. So, if you really applied yourself, it was could have been tougher, put it that way.
And the concentration levels, so much appealing going on. We talk about the umpires being scrutinised, but as a player out there, it seemed as if there was something going on, even though wickets weren't falling during the day.
We were sort of, I think the boys worked really hard, and the wickets, it was just the edges were just going wide, or bat pads just wide, or chip shots. So there was always something going on, and we knew, it was only a matter of time, hopefully before we got a wicket, but it took longer than we wanted, and it was good to get Bell out and then finish the day with 5.
When you get thrown the ball and there's only a half an hour to go and you know that an extra wicket would provide such a fillip for the team, what's it like when you break through and this crowd genuinely erupts?
Oh, it was a good feeling. I think it was great to get the edge and see it carrying through to Gilly. The ball was a bit harder with that second new ball, so it sort of gives you a little, I guess, a sense of achievement, something for the hard effort that you've put in through the day. And to walk off with one, I would have been happy, but to get the second one, it sort of made it all worthwhile.
And you're a fairly humble man when you walked down after the over after picking up 2 and you gave a gentle wave to your adoring fans. It gives you an enormous sense of satisfaction.
Yeah, just saying thank you. Sort of they've come out to support us, and they'll give me a good cheer for picking up the odd couple of wickets. So just saying thank you.
And a final one, Glenn, in the room straight afterwards. Ricky Ponting, any message? I know there's 5 wickets still to go. What was the message from the boss?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with the way the boys worked today. It was pretty tough out there. The wickets not that conducive to fast bowling, and like I said before, slow spin. So we really toiled hard and worked hard and didn't sort of drop the bundle at any stage. And I think we were rewarded with those last 2 wickets. So he was happy. But we've come out tomorrow. This is a big partnership, Flintoff and Peterson. Breakthrough there. Get 2 wickets early, then hopefully wrap it up.
Thanks for chatting to us.
No worries. Cheers.
Yes, thank you very much indeed. England's centurion Alistair Cook joins us. Many congratulations, although I know that there'll be frustration in there along with some pride as well.
Yeah, I think a little bit disappointed now, but if someone had offered me 100 this morning, I'd have taken it. But last 16 balls, and it was not great for England. But if we can show the same fight tomorrow, get through the first session like we did with Fred and KP, then it'll be a very interesting game.
How tiring was it out there?
Not too bad. It was quite warm, but all this electrolyte stuff you tend to drink tends to keep you going. But no, it was a little bit tiring, but I can't blame that. I think it's quite a good ball, and possibly could have left it towards the end, but never mind.
You knew that's where Glenn McGrath was going to be plugging away, just at that spot.
Well, he's done it all his career. No surprise, but that's why he's got 550 wickets probably. But everyone's disappointed to get out when you get so close to batting through the day.
Do you feel the way you batted today actually you felt in the same sort of form as you have all series? It's just today you managed to go on?
Yeah, I have felt in quite good nick. Surprisingly, no real score, but it's just actually today I was probably a bit more patient. I thought I left the ball quite well, and just generally batted like I have been doing before I came to Australia. So it's nice to get 100, and especially in Australia.
You're the youngest Englishman at your age, not yet 22, to have scored 4 Test centuries. Is that a source of great pride for you?
Yeah, I suppose in one way, but it's slightly disappointing that I haven't got on quite as early in the series. I can't look back at records, but I suppose it's nice to have 400s with 422.
What did you and Ian Bell say to each other when the day started?
Well, first of all, just get through the first hour. Actually, first 40 minutes into a drink, so we could get through there. Set a tone. Don't let them get on top of us. And who knows? And I thought Belly played fantastically well. He was nice and positive, and got us going. And he was so unlucky to miss out on 100.
It's interesting watching him, particularly against Shane Warne. It's a completely different Ian Bell to the one of summer in 2005. His approach is much more positive, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, what happened in 2000 I wasn't there, but obviously what happened against Warne was there. But he played fantastic well today, and he saw some awesome shots. And I'm very disappointed for him not to get 100 because he thoroughly deserved one.
What was Kevin Peterson saying to you when you were on 99?
Not a lot, really, to be honest with you. It was, I hit that cut, didn't I, straight at Ricky. It would have gone past him. No one would laugh me at the nervous 90s, but I seem to have a nervous 99 today, but oh well, got there in the end.
What about tomorrow? What do you think England can realistically, genuinely do on this last day?
Well, South Africa batted the last day out here. Last time we saw that, and obviously, you know, it's a tough task. We're not denying that, but if we get through the first hour, KP and Freddie, the first hour is crucial again, and then, you know, the first session, they can go through wickless, and they'll have a few runs because they don't tend to hang about, those two.
The way you walked off, I don't think anybody would have blamed you for your shoulders being a little bit slumped, because you must have been so disappointed. Do you ever get over that, or will you go to bed this evening still, you know, metaphorically kicking the cat with what happened at the end?
Yeah, I think no, you don't want to be happy with whatever you do, and it would be nice to be here smiling, not out, but unfortunately it's not. So there'll always be that tinge of disappointment, but you know, if you look back and say, well, I got 100 at the whacker, then it had to be a little smile to your face.
Is it the highlight of your career so far, an Ashes century?
Well, personally, maybe, but yeah, I'd have taken 100. I'd like to get a few more in the series, but who knows, we'll just keep going.
One final thing, England, if they do go down tomorrow, they go down fighting.
Yeah, I think we've done that all series. We definitely haven't thrown the towel in at any stage, and we've been under the cosh quite a lot of it, and I thought we showed some character today, and hopefully we can show some more tomorrow.
Alistair, thank you very much.
We were walking around on the concourse there, or behind the concourse, in fact, just in front of the scoreboard, and through came Andy Flintoff, about to have a hit, and one of the security guards was walking with him, and he was just, the look on his face, he was like he was staring 100 metres somewhere into the distance. He looked so incredibly focused as he just walked through people that were clapping, England fans, as he headed to the nets. Can he rescue them today? This one's well up, and he plays it across the line and scoots it over straight mid-wicket for 4 more. Well, this is an interesting counter-attack from Andy Flintoff. He has played 3 lofted shots in this over to Brett Lee. He's now 14, and it's 5 for 283.
In goes Lee, he's there, he bowls a seagull, goes right across the pitch. I just saw it coming too, and Flintoff saw it coming, and Lee saw it coming, and it's a naughty one. It's just parked itself at cover. And it just soared in, straight on a length, really. I mean, thank goodness Lee didn't let go of the ball. And it just appeared from square leg. Anyway, he's standing there, he's not to be put off.
It's a little dive bomber.
Yeah, Matthew Hayden saying, now listen, old chap, you're really going to have to move from there. But he's having none of it, this seagull. He's standing on the edge with his back to the cricket. And, well, Lee, I'm not sure who saw it first, whether it was Lee who saw it first or whether it was Flintoff who suddenly saw it hoving into view. And in goes Lee. And he bowls to Flintoff, who heaves him away into the leg side. There's a man out there, and it's gone for 6. What a remarkable shot. He's picked him up and just heaved him away over Hussey. What, very far over, mind you. And away for 6.
Well, there's only a
shot.
very light breeze blowing, but I think that might have saved him there. The breeze helping that one. I was just talking about Ian Botham at Headingley. His miships went for 6 at that ground. Well, I think that was a mishit, and it still went for 6.
5 for 323. Warne comes to Peterson, down the pitch, and then taps it away. Hussey ran him out just about. Is he going to go upstairs to be sure? Alim Dar is. He went down, he went to drive. He didn't get hold of it. It went to Hussey, who flicked it back and hit the stumps. I think Peterson's got back in his ground, but Alim Dar, after having a replay in his mind, wants it to go upstairs. It's close. Oh. It is pretty close.
It's
as he
very close.
Scrambles back into his ground. Where is his bat when the bails come off? Oh, well. Is he on or over the line? This is very tight indeed.
There's an inch
Steve Davis has a tight call, but you would think, as you examine it a bit more closely, that he's just got in the nick of time.
Well,
by a millimetre.
It really, truly is one of those that it's going to be. There it is now. It's Mike just
Did he get his
away
bat
with it
down over the line before the stumps were broken?
It's one of those, if you had the one picture that picks the bail being dislodged, you might end up giving it, but the evidence isn't there sufficient to give it out, in my opinion.
The players are getting interested now because it's taking so long.
It's extremely close. That's the truth of it.
You've got to watch the bail come off as his bat slides over the line. Is his bat over the line when the bail falls? It is a photo finish.
Hasn't got to fall. It's only got to dislodge.
The camera angle actually is not straight along the line. It's square leg. It's in front. So the camera angle doesn't know, but we're getting another shot here. We're getting a close-up now. We're going for the magnification, and on the magnification, that is very close. That the bail is the bail off when his bat's in the air.
I think it's I think it is infinitesimally out.
The case is growing. The case is growing against Peterson.
You've probably got to give it not out. It's so close. It's such a fine line. It's such a big decision.
It's be a rotten way to go.
But he's not seen enough. He's giving it now.
Steve Davis is about to give the decision from the look of it. We've got the screen whirring around. Everyone's on the edge of their seats. Not out. He just survived.
Well, I tell you what, that was closer than anyone on the field will ever know until they see it again. My view is that it was probably 2 inches out and you couldn't give it. You just didn't quite have enough. There was got to be a little element of doubt there, and I think Steve Davis did the right thing.
So we're back with Warne. The persevering Warne. He comes up and down the pitch. It's beaten away by Peterson for 4. Wide of mid-on. Simons chases with a lot of juice, but he can't get to it. Good footwork from Peterson. Brings up a half-century with that splendid on drive. Justin Langer, he's applauding. Quite a few of the players out there are applauding. And with a wave of his bat, Peterson acknowledges the crowd's applause for his spirited half-century. McGrath, though, turns again from the river end. He runs in dead straight. Flintoff back, almost played on. He's going to get 4 lucky runs down to fine leg. An inside edge that just went past the stumps, and it brings up a half-century. Flintoff's first of the series. And he's played some ambitious, entertaining shots. He just holds his bat up near the splice and gives the crowd a little bit of a wave, suggesting, yep, it's been okay, but there's a bit more to be done here. 5 for 335 with a lucky edge.
Yeah, luck's gone his way a bit, particularly in this over, and he's aware of that Flintoff. He's nobody's fool. He comes across as a fine man, a good leader of the side. I don't know necessarily that he's a particularly good captain, but he's a highly respected figure, I think, wherever the game is played, and no one will begrudge him these runs.
Now Flintoff, the skipper, who was aggressive earlier against the pace, comes up and is bowled. Warne has bowled him. Australia take another huge stride towards regaining the Ashes. It was a full ball. Off stump is still tilted back. The leg bail is still in place. And Flintoff went for a big drive down the ground. And he's brought about his own dismissal. Warne finally gets his second victim. 2 for 109, 6 for 336. And the door now opening for Australia. He played over what was virtually a Yorker. And Warne exultant in his celebration. Flintoff is out. Bowled for 51. As Warne delivers, and he tries to advance Jones and sweep. Is he bowled? What's happened here? Has the ball gone onto the stumps?
Oh, Jones doesn't know.
Now, what's going on here?
Ponting celebrating.
They're celebrating. They've appealed to the umpire at the bowler's end for LBW. Now, there's total confusion here. Jones is standing in his crease. The bails are on the ground. The umpires are coming together. What were they appealing for? They've called for the third umpire.
Oh.
Is it for a run out? And I reckon oh boy. Ponting has thrown the ball back after it came off the body at silly point.
He's run out.
And I reckon he's run out here.
And Ponting knows it.
I don't think. The toe of his foot is on the line, but the heel is way up vertically in the air above the line. And I think Ponting's quicksilver reflexes have produced an incredible run out here. We're waiting for the board to tell us.
Steve Davis is the third.
He's out. He's made a pair. Gedine Jones. Well, that was very difficult to call because everyone was turned towards the umpire for the Warne LBW appeal. Then all of a sudden Gilchrist was bouncing up and down behind the stumps. That was incredible reflexes. He went to sweep, cannoned off the front pad, went to Ponting. As he gathered it, he just fell forward on his knees and threw at the stumps, and Ponting knew almost straight away that he had effected a run out. And the third umpire, Steve Davis, agreed. He's out for a pair. 7 balls he batted. And now we face the possibility that before lunch, Australia may regain the Ashes.
Clark bowls and it's a full-length Yorker length delivery, and he's gone LBW. Mahmood's out for 4, is right up there, hit him on the boots. And Mahmood has gone LBW to Clark. He tried to flick it away into the leg side, but I think maybe too quick for him too. And the 8th wicket falls. And England are on the down and out now. 3:45 for 8, Peterson 56. And Mahmood is on his way. I suspect the end will be swift. Now we've got Warne coming in and bowling to Harmison. Up he comes and bowls. And Harmison sweeps. He's going to be LBW, isn't he? He is. He's gone. And Warne's, well, he's trying to do a high five. He doesn't quite get off the ground. But he was doing a Monty there, really, going round and round. And the 9th wicket goes. With Harmison there trying to sweep. His first ball from Warne, he's gone. And Monty Panesar will come out with the Ashes now virtually secure.
Last ball of the morning session, day 5. Clark around the wicket. Panesar keeps him out. 40 minutes of respite now for England and their fans. And then play will resume here on the 5th and final day. The final day that the Ashes will be in England's possession. 9 for 349. Peterson 59. Panesar 1.
Warne bowls and he swings and he's bowled. It's all over. Warne is lifted up into the sky. Australia have regained the Ashes. Panesar clean bowled by Shane Warne. Rudy Kurtzen shakes Peterson's hand, and the Australians are in 2 bunches and now a massive huddle embracing each other. It's only been 462 days since they lost the Ashes. It's the shortest time that either country has held the Ashes, and Australia have won magnificently here by 206 runs. Shane Warne fittingly getting the last wicket as Ponting aimed to hit him out of the ground. And Shane Warne, in typical fashion, is moving over towards Kevin Peterson to shake his hand as he goes off. And Peterson gives him a little ruffle up. His 699th Test wicket. 700 to come in Melbourne. Ponting's over there shaking Panesar and Peterson's hand. They were trailing off the field, but now they're actually coming back. And the Australian players are greeting them, congratulating them for their participation, their involvement in the series. And the Australians are cock-a-hoop here because of this victory in Perth. The first time in 24 years that Australia have regained the Ashes at home, and they've done it in style with Shane Warne finishing the game off. Panesar bowled Warne 1. England all out for 350.
Mr. How it feels. You tell us how it feels.
Mate, it's unbelievable. It's the most amazing thing. After all that's happened in the last 15 months, it's a lot of emotion coming out here, and the boys are so happy and so excited.
A real team effort.
The boys have played well. Everyone. You can't fault anyone today. It was a tough day. It was always going to be. The boys stuck to their guns, and at the end of the day, we've got the 5 or 6 wickets we needed.
Hold your head up too. Magnificent individual performance. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Ricky Ponting. ABC, here he comes. Get on your skipper. Skipper, you've said so often the biggest hurt you ever faced in your career was losing the Ashes. Describe the feeling right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty special moment, I think, for all of us. You know, we've worked really hard for 15 or 16 months to be right to hopefully win this series, and the way the boys have played over the last few weeks, I mean, you can't take anything away from them. We knew it was going to be a tough challenge to face and play England, but you know, we've won 2 of the games really convincingly. One that we turned around from nowhere in Adelaide, but to be 3-0 up now after 3 tests is an unbelievable effort by not only the players, but Cricket Australia have supported us well as well. You know, we've got extra support staff now and extra coaches around the team, which have no doubt helped us out a lot with our preparation, our training, and it's all come through in our play. So, look, I'm wrapped for the guys. I wasn't hurt any more than the rest of the guys after the last series, and we just had a point to prove to ourselves and a point to prove to a lot of other people that sort of had doubted us and had written us off a little bit. So I'm happy that everyone's been able to do that over the last month.
Ricky, so many put their hands up, a real team effort.
That's what cricket's all about. You know, cricket's a team game, and you need to have an even contribution from a number of your players. And we didn't have that in the last Ashes series. You know, we only really had Warney that played as well as he could have. So we've had, Hussey's been terrific. Michael Clark's been great. The bowlers have stood up on some pretty tough wickets over the last few weeks as well. And we've come away with an amazing series win so far.
Enjoy the moment. Go to Melbourne with confidence into Sydney. Thanks for joining ABC Radio Sport around the country.
Thanks, Walsh. Cheers, mate.
Michael Hussey, brilliant performance in front of the home crowd. You will have to surgically remove that smile, and it'll take a while.
It'll take a long while to get rid of this, for sure. No, we've had to work really, really hard, and it makes all the hard work worthwhile. It's been a really special series so far. Still got 2 wonderful test matches to come.
And you were quick to acknowledge all of the support. All players, as described on ABC Radio Sport, went around to individual parts of the crowd and waved because you acknowledge how much support they've given you.
Oh, we really appreciate the support we've had. You know, it's meant everything to the series. The crowds have been fantastic, and I'm sure in Melbourne and Sydney it's going to be no different. And it really means so much to the guys. I actually saw a tear in Matty Hayden's eye out there. So the hurt is really feeling from last time, and to win them back is just a great feeling.
Michael, I spoke to you when you hit the winning run in Adelaide. You said it's the best test match you've ever played in. What's this one been like?
Oh, it's pretty hard to beat the Adelaide Test. I think that was probably my most special moment in my career. But this is a great feeling to be involved in an Ashes series, what every kid dreams of.
You've dreamt of it. It's now a reality. Wake up. It's not a dream. It's happening. Well played.
Thanks very much, mate.
Shane, you look absolutely buggered. That's an Australian expression, but what a test match. Well bowled.
No, actually wasn't. I was pretty keen for today. I pulled up pretty well after 31-odd overs yesterday, so I felt pretty good today. I don't know how many overs I ended up bowling for the innings, 41 or 42 or something. I felt pretty good. It was just, to be part of this side is a great feeling. We've worked pretty hard for this moment. We all heard a lot after the 2005 Ashes series, and I just think we were ready for this series. We knew how they were going to play. We knew the plans of their players. It's just a matter of execution, and now it's about enjoying the moment. We deserve this.
And talking about plans, the way in which you worked through, the way you were going to bowl, it seemed as if you were on song for the last 2 days in particular, even though the figures yesterday didn't reflect, I think, how well you did bowl.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. I suppose I had 1 for 100, but I thought I bowled really well and beat the bat on numerous occasions. So, I suppose I got some little rewards for that hard work yesterday.
When you have that last wicket, what is the feeling? Describe to us then what goes through your mind after you know now you've achieved what you set out to do.
Oh, it's not national radio to express how it feels, mate, but look, it just was just pure satisfaction, I suppose. And Andrew Simons absolutely crunched me in one of his rugby tackles, and I got bruised ribs, so I think I'm in doubt for the next game. But he grabbed me and just started hugging me and then lifted me up, and it was just a great feeling, and all the boys jumping around. It was just fantastic.
Now you've got to get yourself to Melbourne. Got to get yourself up again.
We'll be right, mate.
Well done, Shane. Congratulations.
Thanks, Walshy.
Winning the Ashes in 2005, what are the emotions like at the moment?
Obviously a stark contrast. I'm sure you don't need to ask that question. You can imagine, the lads have tried the best for 3 test matches. Hasn't come off for us, and, Australia regained the Ashes, so obviously a bit disappointed.
What was the attitude this morning? What was the mindset when you went out to bat this morning?
Yeah, we knew we were chasing 550 or something special was going to have to happen, to win the game, and, it was probably a long shot to save it, so we went out the positive, as we always do. We scored runs for a while, and then we just, we lost quick wickets, and that cost us.
You've had some really good sessions throughout the whole 3 of the test matches. It's just been, from your point of view, a problem of stringing them together, those good sessions?
Yeah, we got into good positions. The problem is we've not really seized the advantage. Australia have come back at us hard and not allowed us to apply as much pressure as we'd like to, and that's been a pattern throughout the test series. So credit to Australia to play some good stuff, not allowed us to play in patches, and they deserve to be 3-0 up.
When you look at it now, with the loss of 3 key players, Vaughan, Trescothick and Jones, were those fatal losses, looking at it now?
To be honest with you, I was quite pleased with each side that took onto the field in each of the 3 test matches. You can't look at injuries, you can't look for excuses. The lads who took the field were good cricketers. We went out there with the mentality of trying to win test matches. So it's disappointing them lads aren't here. But every time I took the test series test match in this series, I was pleased with the lads I was with.
What were the plus points from this series from your point of view?
I think there's been a few. The young lads have emerged. The likes of Alistair Cook, we've seen in this test match going hundreds. Ian Bell's continued his prolific form, showing that he can score runs against all comers. Kevin Peterson, he's just getting better and better and better in scoring runs. Paul Collingwood again, he's a lad who's waited and waited for his chance to play test cricket, and now he's taken that. Matthew Hogarth keeps running in, Steve Armison's getting better. So a lot of them lads are going to be around in a couple of years' time and a long time after that. So we have taken some plus points out of this series.
Do you feel there's not as much between the two teams as the scoreline might suggest?
You know, 3-0 down does reflect that we haven't played too well, but in patches we have done. You know, the Adelaide Test match, if he'd just played well for another hour or so, you know, it could have been a different story. Well, fair play to Australia, not taking anything away from them. They play some great cricket.
Was it that hour? Fantastic support. Let me ask you about that as they find their voices again. That must be very heartwarming that wherever you are, you've had such fantastic support.
Yeah, the English have come out and support us in style, as they always do. And they're fantastic to have with us. And you can hear them now, though we got beat. You know, they're proud to be English and proud of what we're trying to do. And what's happened here isn't through lack of effort or lack of trying. It's just not quite clicked for the past 3 games.
Was it the hour at Adelaide? Will you always look back on that as if you like the defining point of this series?
Yeah, you look back at a few things, to be honest. The hour at Adelaide, it nice to win the toss at the Gabba. And this game as well, I think 240. Wanted to post at least 350, 400 and try to put some pressure on Australia. We didn't, and that cost us.
How's your ankle? How have you felt it's held up throughout the series?
Yeah, it's all right. I've had a little bit of discomfort, but it's fine, thanks.
You'll be OK for the last 2?
Yeah.
OK, how, going into those last 2, you've got a few days off, you regroup and you say to the guys, still a privilege to be playing an Ashes Test match, 2 huge venues as well.
As you say, we're still playing Ashes cricket. We've got 2 Test matches, a lot of pride in our dressing room. The lads will be wanting to show what they can do. They want to show that we can win a Test match in Australia. The lads will be hurting now. And over the next couple of days, I'm sure they'll have a bit of time off and reflect. But come Boxing Day is a huge Test match. You know, full house at the MCG. And we'll be looking forward to playing in that one.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. You've known the highs of the emotion of the Oval. It's part of sport, isn't it? You have to sometimes accept this side of the coin as well.
Yeah, sure. I think a series like the Ashes, the stakes are so high. So when you win, it feels unbelievable. When you lose, you feel pretty down and devastated. And, you know, as you say, we've had the upside. We're now experiencing the downside. And we've got to use this as a motivation to go on and perform better in the future.
I know there might be quite a lot of reasons, but what do you think the difference is between the summer of 2005 series and this one? Where have those defining moments been?
Look, I still think they're 2 pretty evenly matched sides, but last series we really grabbed those important moments, those important sessions. We won them. This time round, Australia have done that, and all credit to the way they've played. I think they've come at us pretty hard. And they play the sort of aggressive, competitive cricket they're well known for. And we've competed well for times, for days, but not for 5 days of a Test match. And that's why you know, they've retained the Ashes, and that's why we've got some areas that we need to improve on.
Inevitably, will you look back as a team and personally with regrets?
Look, I don't think it's about regrets. I think we've still got 2 more Test matches to go, but come the end of the series, we've got to look back and say what lessons can be learned from this series. And I think that's the important thing, to use this constructively and to go away and become better. And I think that's what Australia did after the last Ashes. We've got to do the same thing.
A lot of the former England captains are on the ground. Do not blame the ECB, they blame the ICC for staging the Champions Trophy when they did, which meant you couldn't possibly have the time here that you needed before the first Test. Ideally, if the calendar had allowed, would you have liked more time in Australia to get used to the conditions, the heat, the wickets and so forth?
I mean, we talk about that every tour, you know. Ideally, you do spend a lot of time out there, you get used to the wickets. It's not the way modern cricket goes. So you can't use that as an excuse. Other teams have had the same thing in England. You've got to be ready, and to be ready it's more about being mentally ready than having time on wickets or anything like that. So we can't use that as an excuse. You know, Australia came at us very hard in that first Test match, grabbed the initiative. The momentum was with them, and it's been tough work to get that away from them.
And as you say, you had good sessions, but for whatever reason you couldn't link them up like you did in the summer of 2005.
Yeah, it's just, you know, and I think, as I said before, sometimes you've got to give credit to the Australians because they didn't take their foot off the pedal at any stage. They kept that pressure on us, and they got what they deserved. So, you know, we need to go away and think how we're going to improve our performances and where we can improve, and hopefully we'll be a better side for this in the long run.
I must ask you one more thing. Personally, how frustrated are you? Because a lot of people would say that you possibly haven't had the rub of the green with the umpiring decisions in the last couple of Tests. How is it for you personally, frustration-wise?
Oh, look, I mean, the worst thing you can do is start feeling sorry for yourself and saying I'm unlucky. You know, that does no one any good. Sometimes the rub of the green goes with you, sometimes it goes against you, and generally over a 5-match series things will even itself out. Hopefully I'll, go on and get some runs in the last 2 test matches, but it's frustrating every time you don't get runs, and this is no different.
Thanks for your time, Andrew.
Cheers.